We was hoping your friend was gonna show up, but here we are.
Here we are. So let's go ahead and get it cracking. I forgot what the fuck we were gonna talk about, but damn it. I did like 3 shows. I did like
Oh, you
three
even
shows.
put his name in the title and everything, and he ain't even
I
here.
know. If he shows, he'll show. But we're gonna still do what we gotta do because we got things to do today. So tonight, y'all, is the night with the BMT crew, which I had to get all of them on here. Some of them had to go to work, while the rest of them had other things they had to do. But this is BMT crew and Derell / Deity. If you're coming on in, hit the like, subscribe. I think we're supposed to be talking about the ADOS mindset, the LGBTQ is white supremacy agent, and gay
Oh
plus pro
God,
black.
all of that.
Hey,
Oh, and he ain't
All of
here,
that.
so it's all bullshit. In show. No.
that's not how it
I
works.
mean, look, honestly,
That's not
if
how
I
it
didn't
works.
have some shit I had wanted to say, that's exactly how I'd be. That say that shit. Like, you know
That
what?
is not how the
Fucked
show
up in the
works.
head.
Damn it, we don't just
Fuck them.
nobody
We're
here. We
moving
end
on.
the show. If that was the case, and we showed I've been done ended a long time ago. But shit,
I know,
shit,
right?
we'd be having the quickest interviews. My Charlemagne the God one, I had to take that down.
Why?
I hate
You
him
got
too.
flagged. The Breakfast Club flagged it.
Yeah, fucking Yee, Angela Yee. You know what you're doing, bitch. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, that happened. One of the people I watch on YouTube for like show reviews and stuff like that. She reviews all the shows and stuff and gives recaps. And a lot of her shit be getting taken down by YouTube. Like because for like they try to claim copyright, and it's like, well, it's not. She's giving a review. It's not copyright.
That's just the way the world is, man. Like back then, what you used to be able to do, you can't do. So we're
Yeah.
supposed to be talking about the ADOS mindset. The LGBTQ is a white supremacy agent, and gay plus pro black. Can you be gay and pro black effectively?
Yes.
I'm just,
Yes.
I am just asking these questions. Everybody here,
I
like I
don't see
said,
why not. Aren't you a black person? You're a black person before you're gay, right?
like
Yeah.
for me, I don't care about it. I don't care what the fuck gays
I mean,
do.
I
Oh,
hate that pro
I don't
black
like
shit
when I don't
anyway,
like I
but
don't like make only thing I'm like as long as you're of consensual age, have at it. That's my idea. If you're a consensual age and you know what the fuck you're doing, that's fine. That's my rule. I'm not gonna be shaken from it. The person says, "Hey, I'm gonna go get a sex change." I'm like, "All right, you're old enough. Shit, you can go vote and do all that shit. Have at it. Go be you. Be free." That's me. Because then you done experimented and you done fucked up at prom and you done fucked up your dress and all that shit. Like the kid that wanted to wear a prom dress to school, kind of found out there was a white kid who did it too. So we showing that the black kid did it. There was a white kid who did it too. So it wasn't really that big of a deal because they both won prom queen. And I'm like, listen, people knew what the fuck they were doing when they voted. Now, let's get to it. When it comes to being gay and pro black, is that possible? Can that person be effective and be respected, be respected in the pro black community?
I think the issue is that pro black. Can someone be gay and pro black? Yes. However, I feel that they won't be respected by the pro blacks,
What
by the
about you,
other
Amy?
pro blacks.
You should have got your nails painted. They would have made more sense.
I
I
know.
mean, he's not.
I've been sick.
You're not lying.
So some of you're saying if they're gay and they're pro black, it wouldn't make any. They wouldn't get respect as much. Well, I mean,
No.
isn't the people the girls who run the Black Lives Matter? They're gay.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This is the thing that I just do not understand, but it's still a thing, in the sense of, oh, yes, you're all for us, but since you're not trying to make more black babies, or we're uncomfortable with your lifestyle, like I put it like this: it's more accepted that a woman is that way than it is for a man. Like a Bayard Rustin could not really exist and be effective as he was nowadays.
Right.
I mean, there are lots of gay pro black activists out there. I mean, Gazi Kodo is one of them.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, and I mean, like he's our version of Milo Monopolist. Like seriously, let's keep it real, right? He's out there. He's aggressive. He does the job. Okay, sure he's a little effeminate, but nobody fucks with him because they know he knows what the fuck he's talking about, right?
But
But
I
as
do
like
think
someone in the
women.
spotlight, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I do think. I think Joe was saying, or women. I think women are easier accepted with that, just for the simple fact that a lot of dudes think that they still have a chance. So
Now you say is his name is Gazi Kodo or Gaki Kodo? You know
Gazi Kodo,
I don't even know how to spell that nigga, but I guess he's from
Gazi, and the last name is Kodo.
KODO.
Mm-hmm.
so Joe, you wearing contacts full time now
I'm supposed to.
instead of your glasses. So you like? Is this your first time wearing contacts?
Uh no. I wear a special type of contacts. The contacts I wear are actually glass.
Oh my
Um
God, I didn't even know they still made those.
oh
Oh wow.
these are actually glass of mine. Like no shit. When you putting them on is hell on earth at times.
I
Because
bet.
but the
I'm
thing
sure.
but oh yeah. Um oh that dude, oh he's crazy as fuck. But yeah, he's crazy
Well,
as
why
fuck.
is he crazy? I don't know who he is. So, but why is
Um
it? Why?
he's interesting. I've seen him before. Commander in Chief of Black Hammer Organization. What is that? What is the Black Hammer Organization? Oh,
Mm.
he's the guy that was supposed to debate with Jesse Lee Peterson. He was supposed to debate with him. That would have been interesting. They didn't even debate. Um
Yeah,
they
they
did.
sat back and like yelled at each other for a bit, but
Yeah, that's all they
this,
did. All they did was yell at each other and make roast videos of each other. They didn't even
but
debate.
like this is the deal though, right? Jesse lets Jesse pushes it to that because he asks the same yes or no question, and it's a question you can't answer in a binary. And when they're trying to explain, he just shuts them down. So that is going to make every single interaction unnerving,
So
and you're
uh,
gonna get people just snapping because it's like, bruh, I'm really trying to talk to you here. What the fuck?
So it definitely is no secret that a lot of pro-black activists, a lot of them, whether y'all want to know or not, gay activists drags Jesse Lee. Wow, gay activists drags Jesse Lee Peterson for anti-gay, anti-trans comment. It's no secret that a lot of gay people are pro-black. I mean, I don't know why y'all find that astonishing. I don't really care. Y'all keep telling y'all I'm not pro-black, so y'all can. They don't. I mean, I don't know who the fuck is in there not now anymore. Like, there's always a new. I know I've seen that guy before. He does know a lot about Black African American history and a lot of stuff. So I will not take that from the brother. I'm like, just live your life, live your truth. If you ain't killing nobody, I ain't got shit to say. Y'all can take that for
Do
however
you,
you want to take it.
do you feel that the pro black community won't take him serious? I mean, like, even though
To
he
my,
knows what he's talking about.
not so much really, because when it comes to, and I'm gonna tell you this, when it comes to black people look at sex over everything.
Yep.
Sex over everything. Y'all can try to debate me on that. A dude could be the smartest man on the earth versus the dude who can have the amazing, most sexual appealing track record. We will go to that guy with the swagger before we appraise that guy who possibly can cure HIV down to being the flu. Like, I'm just saying, y'all can say, "Oh, that's not true," but bullshit. I've been on this earth long enough. You are not fooling us. Um, we don't know how to handle. We put sexuality over everything. As far as it goes for uh, being gay is a white supremacy used tool from slavery. I'm gonna say right now that's a lie. That's why.
People were
Still
gay
trying to
back in
figure that one
Africa.
out.
People were gay back in Africa. Egyptians were gay. I mean, come on. And the reason I say Egyptians is because motherfuckers love bringing up Egypt. So Egyptians were gay. People were
yes,
gay
we
back in
were.
Africa back in the day. Animals in the jungle were gay. I mean, come on.
So I want you to understand there's a lot of homosexuality in Africa. I know y'all think I know it's outlawed certain areas because that's just how black people are with that. But I'm just telling you right now, a lot of homosexuality. Don't get caught by them guerrilla warfare people. But if you a man, they're gonna rape you. If you're a woman, they're gonna rape you. If you're a kid, they're gonna rape you. Like they just like raping things. They just rape everything.
I'm sorry, that's not really funny, but it really.
It's not, but it like I said, like I
But the
mean,
way you said it, you were like, if you're a man, they're gonna rape you. If you're a woman, they're gonna rape you. If you're a kid, they're gonna rape you.
I mean,
If you're an
I
animal, they're gonna rape
can't
you.
win.
hate to say it, but you're not wrong.
You just can't win. Like I said, there's just a lot of like I said,
It's a tool of dominance, rape.
exactly. It's a tool of dominance. Like by
This is why people like to debunk old girl's point of, well, dudes that go into prison don't want to go gay, but they come out gay. They use sex as a form of dominance out there.
Well,
You fucking chode. That's what it
they
is. It
also.
has nothing to do with sex.
That's why I always find it interesting when men talk about the founder of the Me Too movement. Oh, why would anyone want to rape her or fuck her? Like, that's not what it has to do with. But anyway, okay.
When it comes down to that, as far as it goes to gay people have always been in the community. This is not me. Listen, I told y'all know me. I'm not an ally of. I'm an ally of common sense, but I'm not going to pretend like gay people just popped up, especially in the black community.
Joe, I just want to say real quick that your invited guest didn't show up. He was invited. You contacted him.
Correct. We did invite. Listen, that's
contacted
why I
her.
We contacted them both, Derell as well as Deity. They said that they were going to be here at
Deity.
9.
Love it.
At 9.
But
this is
no
why the
goddess.
show feels the way it does feel. I do not like wasting time. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, everyone who's here. That's why the show feels like it does now. Because honestly, if it's up to me, I would rather.
Well, let's just roast them. Like this chicken I just made.
No, we're not. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
It ain't even worth it.
We're not going to do that. Now, let's
So I can go back to playing Final Fantasy then? Because
you can play
I
Final
came
Fantasy.
here for the roasting.
We sometimes. No. Let's finish. Let's finish the questions. Okay, so the next one that we have to answer is the ADOS mindset. Is it a viable one for black people to achieve power?
No.
Okay. I'll play the devil's advocate by saying
Okay, sure.
yes.
How so?
But things have to change. All right. First off,
you don't even accept your black ass, so I don't know how that's gonna work. So,
well, like I'm saying, things got to change, bruh. I just said that shit.
Okay, that's fair enough. I just wanted to throw that at you. Go ahead,
dick.
Go ahead. I'm just saying they don't even accept you. So goddamn, like, good luck. And Yvette Cornell is gay. I looked it up. Everybody who's gay knows that.
But like I said, they're more accepting. Just the pro-black people in general, as a whole, are more accepting of gay women than men.
Yeah. So just let that sink in. Yvette Cornell, one of the main staple heads, I think, like in the big 3, she's gay. Okay, just want y'all to know that. Now, me, I'm not bumping no ADOS shit.
Which my question was always with the ADOS and the reparations and all that. I always ask, well, what is it that y'all gonna do with reparations? A, B, did y'all? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you were gonna get reparations. How much money did you think you were gonna get? And C, what was you gonna do with it?
I would, for me, I keep on saying, I wouldn't want money, because money means y'all niggas is gonna we see how people get during tax season.
But that's what niggas want. They want money.
Now, I would say A, schooling, jobs, debt forgiveness. God knows they motherfuckers can use debt forgiveness. Do you know how many people
Yeah.
couldn't
Man,
use
if they
debt
said they
forgiveness?
was gonna pay my student loan off free and clear,
Hey,
boy.
I mean, be for real, man. They said debt forgiveness, or if your credit's fixed, if your credit is fucked up, we will repair your credit within a month. Like, goddamn, y'all can't turn that shit down. Man. Like, if they said, listen, we'll help y'all. If you want to start a business or you trying to get a jump start on something like a patented idea, we'll help you with that. We'll put that, like something like that, or give us back trade schools, or our own kind of law or insurance firms and shit. Or if a black person gets into a crime, they have to be represented by somebody of their peers. I'm just saying, if a Jew goes to goddamn court, they're gonna have a goddamn Jew on their side. They ain't getting one of you niggas. They're gonna go get a Jew.
So you mean everybody got to be black, like the judge, the jury,
You damn right.
basically judge, jury, and executioner.
I rather have my own goddamn fucking be judge. She doesn't promote her viewpoint. Yeah, I mean, no, that's fine. She don't promote it, but it is open. Like I know she doesn't. I'll just say about the Yvette Carnell thing. Though she does not, but I think people think that because people are gay, that they just I'm gay. No, like that's not logical.
Let's do that one more time. No,
fuck you. I'm not doing it. People will just live their life, like, and that's it. If they choose to tell you, they'll tell you. But let's be for real. Black people are stupid. They don't know how to deal with somebody who says something. I had one of my friends says, Joe, I did a show about my friend coming out, telling me that they were gay. I remember I did the live. Jay was there in that live video, and I went to go meet up with them. They took me out to dinner. They took me out to lunch and told me they had a purse and everything. I had one dude email, oh my God, BMT, you're a whole married man. What are you doing going out with a gay person? Are you cheating on your wife? I'm like, nigga, I went to go get something to eat. The fuck my penis had to do with food? Like, I literally
like you said, they were sexualizing the whole thing.
It's literally food, man. Like, I went because he was paying for a fucking meal. I'm not giving up free goddamn fried calamari and fish sticks. I'm not giving that shit up for y'all niggas.
Were you in the dark corner of the restaurant, like playing footsie or something? Is that what they thought was happening?
Okay. And, I will say he did get around pretty well with them heels. I don't know how he maneuvered so well.
But I'm just saying, I guess people just automatically assume that, oh, you're hanging out with a gay person, so you must be gay or you must be trying to hook up with them, which isn't the case.
Right. The mindset that okay, I feel that reparations are my own personal choice. I may decide to buy stocks and bonds, something that nobody on Black YouTube discusses. Hey, I've been trying.
We've talked about that already.
We've talked about
it.
I'll tell y'all don't know. Our whole crew talks about stocks, bonds, investments, real estate property, BDSM. Listen, bro, I don't think there's anything that we haven't talked about. Within 1 year, we already have over 700 videos on just one channel. That's not including this. That's not including this channel, and that's not including the third channel. Like, there's nothing that we haven't talked about. I think I'm the only one who's so open about so much shit. I am the only one that has an open panel that literally composites everything of the Black community.
But the thing is, we're the ones that the pro-blacks hate, though.
Yeah,
that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing and the irony of it.
We're putting forth an agenda. Obviously, it's a thing.
Like, y'all know damn well, if y'all send me an email saying talk about it, within 5 days, I usually talk about what y'all asked me to talk about. Or I'll grab one of the panels and we'll talk about it. I literally just talked about Lovely Peaches because somebody sent me a video of her openly talking about killing her baby. So that was something. Okay, we got Deity. Deity, I think your thing is messing up. I'm gonna try to grab it. We got Deity in the back chat. I just gotta grab Deity. But
she's here. Good.
Deity's here.
Oh, Deity.
Deity's here. Okay, grab it. So we got our first guest. Say hello to Deity. Damn, I had my music set up for goddamn whenever we get a guest. Fuck!
Hey,
You
what's up?
broke it. Hey.
You broke it.
I didn't break it. God damn it. No. I have some good music for Deity when she come on. Like, damn it, man. I literally practice hard to get her music, man. Oh well, y'all get to y'all say hello to each other, man. I'll get my fucking music on. Fuck.
We said hello. We waited on you.
Yep.
Shut up.
Yep.
Is Dempsey is D Derell coming in?
He's supposed to. He got the email first. How did he get it towards you?
Yeah, he just sent it to me.
He just sent it to you.
Oh wow, just sent it to you.
Okay. I guess so. All right. So. Okay. So.
Yeah, I think he's coming on.
All right. So, other than that, we have the lucky Deity. And Deity, tell us about yourself.
Hey, what's up? So my name is Deity, and I would like to say that I am a very aware person, a very aware, intellectually observant person. And it's hard for me to lose debates.
Well, there you go, Deity. Thank you, Deity.
That was funny, Joe.
That now we have.
I was wondering where that was coming from.
We got Mobu. We have Hot Sauce, also Jay.
Who's half asleep over here, but yeah, I'm here.
Also my ex-wife on YouTube. And also it's me, BMT. I don't know why I don't have my camera on, but probably because I can actually see from us. Damn, this is weird when I can actually see y'all. But we're here today to actually have a discussion on a lot of things. One, the ADOS mindset. LGBTQ is white supremacy and is white supremacy agent, and gay plus pro-black don't mix. Here on BMT. Well, so the question that we asked first off is, can you be gay and pro-black? And Bobo said yes. Jay said yes. Me, I said I don't give a fuck, but I guess yeah, you can be gay and pro-black. Deity, do you think you can be gay and pro-black?
I think it's a situational, individual situation. For the most part, I have. So again, I'll say it's individual.
Okay. All right. Now, what do you think would dictate that situation? Like, if they were, could they be two white people raising up a bunch of black kids, and that they be in a bunch of black events and stuff? Could they still be pro-black for black people, or no?
I don't think as a white person who isn't racist. So
what about Rachel Dolezal?
I don't see
what
That's
she not fair, did. Joe.
Yeah. I don't think that there's a white person that is not racist. And I think that when for white people to have black kids as adopted kids, I think that's crazy. That's insane. But it goes back to slavery. It's no different. I mean, they control the system, so you know.
Okay, so Rachel Dolezal. Okay, so so white people that raise black kids, that is kind of awkward and weird.
It's extremely weird. I mean, but it goes back to slavery. It's just like having a slave in your slave quarter, your plantation. It's the same thing. It's just a different generation. So, and it's painted a little prettier now. You know, you're accessible to more trinkets, so it doesn't look the same, but it's the same thing.
Okay. We know that we got a guest that said Rachel married a black man and was raising his black kids. Yes, she was. And that woman fooled a lot of black people to making her. She was actually over at NAACP.
you know what? Here's the thing. She didn't fool black people. You just have a lot of black people that love non-black looking so-called black people, and that was what that was. I mean, you got a lot of people who have self-hate. So anything that's close to white and claims to be black, you know, you got some coons that would just rush right on and say, "Oh, my black sister," and the bitch ain't black. I mean, even if she had black blood in her, she still wouldn't have been black.
Does Amber Rose count?
For what?
For being pro-black?
I don't. What do you mean pro-black?
Like Amber Rose,
is she black or is she pro-black? I mean, those are two different questions.
No, she's black and she's Cape Meridian.
I thought her father was white.
Cape Meridian.
I thought her father was white.
Look at what the fuck she is.
And
yeah, but she's
who is that talking?
That's Mobile.
Yeah, so again, when I say that homosexuals, a lot of homosexuals, because of their black homosexuals, are already oppressed. You get what I'm saying? Not only are you black, but then now you're gay, okay? Yeah. And a lot of black homosexuals, depending on their environment, because I know a lot of black homosexuals, some in Miami, they don't have this whitewashed mentality per se, but a lot of black homosexuals have a whitewashed kind of you know, what do you call those people? Those emo type personalities, and these people tend to waver more to white people. They have a white, they don't really like blackness. Now they may wear their natural hair, but that doesn't mean that they don't have a white supremacist mentality. You know? I mean,
okay.
All right, so we have a picture of Amber Rose's family. Let me go ahead and pull that up, you know. Now, let's see. Amber Rose, that's her. Wow, that is actually Amber Rose's family. Wow. Yeah, that's her family. That's the thing. That's her children and dad and mom.
Right.
But she does things for black people. Is Amber Rose effectively a pro-black person, especially the way how she is and she dresses and she goes about doing things? And
just because a person dresses a certain way makes them pro-black, y'all gotta come with some different, some real intellectual questions.
Wait, how do we go with
this? Is some real tribalistic shit you're talking now.
Wait, what do we mean about talk about the way she dresses? I just said the way she's spoken.
You mentioned the way she dressed. You just mentioned that.
Yeah, I mean, but she's talked about colorism for black females, and how a lot of them will feel inferior about how the way they look, how the way that they go about getting treated in life.
What does that mean?
That black women deal with colorism very savagely.
Right, but what does that mean? What is that supposed to mean?
It means that colorism is stupid and it shouldn't exist. She's speaking against colorism because it's the thing that separates the black community. Thus, she's uplifting.
She went and spoke.
Just because a person fucks a black man as a white person does not mean that they like being black or they like black people.
Mm-hmm.
Person has biracial kids does not mean they like being black.
Okay.
Just because a white person can tell you how racism is effective does not mean that they're still not racist.
So the thing about it, okay, so let's ask the question. Can black people be racist?
Absolutely. I'm a racist.
Okay.
Yes, the fuck you are.
Well, at least you're honest about that. I can't get mad at you. It is your right in your opinion. Does everybody and welcome Derell to
how you doing?
It is good to have you here.
And the other one.
Color people time. Welcome Derell.
What's going on, brother?
Good to have you here. We're right now, people are getting to get a feel of Deity.
How that's coming along.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. Deity is being Deity, like always. Now we're asking the question: one, can black people be racist? And let's ask you, can they be racist, Derell?
No, I don't think black people can be racist. And this is the reason why. Can black people be discriminatory based on race? Can black people show a tendency to lean or to be more ethnocentric in a sense? But when you look at the term races, there has to be a systemic approach in which you are preventing or have the ability to have power to inflict your will on another people, and it has to be oppression that is linked to that racism. Racism is just not a mere fact of just I hate this person or I don't dislike this person or I call them a name and do this. You also have to have power to inflict your will on a particular group of people to back up what you're saying. We don't have that type of power. So therefore, I cannot, we as a people as a whole cannot inflict our will on the majority culture and prevent their ability to seek the pursuit of happiness, to earn a living, keep their families together or break them apart, prevent them from doing effective things for their own group. But the majority culture has the ability to do all those things to us. And in the essence of doing that, they basically create racist propaganda and basically promote that to their people as a way of supporting the fact that they can get away with this type of behavior. So no, we cannot be, as a whole, black people cannot be a racist.
So would that be like the church?
What do you mean by the church?
The church,
the black church?
Yeah.
What about the black church?
The church has influence on promoting and pushing.
Yeah, but the church, the thing about it is the church has influence over our people, but the church has no ability to give or take away power from black people.
It has.
How is that?
Well, and thank you, Fabrizio. Which definition are you using? So when we look at this, when it comes to the black church, the persecution of people of different sexual orientation or different
how has the black church ever did that?
They done that.
All of them.
On a mass scale, are you talking about isolated events or as a whole?
No, black church is very openly said
they have a unique relationship with the black homosexual male.
They have done a lot of things to.
Because as far as I know, I mean, as far as my experience and what I have encountered, the black church has always embraced the LGBT population.
You full of shit.
No, can I give examples?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And what I'm saying is, now I'm not saying that anyone from that community may agree with the methods that they use, but as far as I'm concerned, and what I've seen, the black church has always embraced the participation of the LGBT community in church on a don't ask, don't tell basis. In a sense,
then that's not embracing them.
Excuse me?
That's not embracing them then. Don't ask, don't tell.
They still have to stay in the closet.
Don't ask, don't tell.
That's not true.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Not embracing is not allowing you to be in the church, period.
So if I was a lesbian, I could bring my lesbian girlfriend to church and worship with her. That's you full of shit.
But you have to introduce her as your friend.
Right. You full of shit. Gay people been getting kicked out of church, black churches and I don't even want to get started on the Jehovah's Witnesses.
I've never seen that.
I don't even want to get started on the Jehovah's Witnesses. That's a whole lie and a half.
Okay. I disagree with that.
So let me read this. So Fabrizio, shout out to Fabrizio for the $2. You are an amazing donator.
There are tons of gay people that go to church all the time.
So
at the church I'm currently at, there are a great deal of gay and lesbian people that go to church. Particularly, I'm going to give you the position that the church that I currently belong to is a Baptist church. They basically allow you to worship. In a sense, you can go there. You can go there with your mate or a partner, what have you. They're even okay with you even displaying some level of affection, in a sense, holding hands or whatever. Even if you're trans, if you are of that, they are not about preventing anybody from worshiping God, but they do have the right to determine who they want to be in the church or not. They can be, they are discriminatory in whether you can join the church, but they do allow you to worship in whatever way that you choose.
I think
so. Basically, if you came to visit, you could come visit. You just can't join. That's what it is, mobile. You can go visit. You just can't
that's
become a
not true.
full-time member.
That's not what I stated.
Yeah.
Hot sauce. That's not what I stated. I said that you can worship any Sunday that you want. You can come consistently if you want. You just cannot join the church as a member. But you can.
I just said that. You literally just repeated what I said.
You can come and visit. That's a difference between visit and consistently worshiping.
Visiting means I can't be a member. So you literally just repeated what I said.
No, I did not repeat what you said.
Yeah, you did.
Exactly
Okay.
what I stated.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So let's ask another. Let's ask on to something else. Deity was talking about black.
Okay.
And being pro-black, but I brought up for those who are mixed.
Okay.
And I brought up Amber Rose. Okay.
Amber Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now Amber Rose has openly talked about black issues.
Okay.
But due to how her appearance and how she looked and her background of her, where she comes from, she doesn't fit that criteria to some people.
Why not?
That's what Deity said.
Because
I said I don't see a problem with her. Huh? Well, she's mixed. I don't have a problem with her.
But isn't she from Cape Verde? That's an African island.
It's an African island, but technically they were owned by the Portuguese, if you want to get technical.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't know she was mixed. I thought she was black. I thought she
she has black children.
She has black children, but she has a white father.
Oh, she has a white father. Okay. Well, to me, I don't believe in the terms such as biracial or anyway. I believe that if you have one black parent, you're automatically black.
Because that's how America sees it.
Excuse me?
That's how America sees it.
Yeah, that's how America sees it. And my thing is the issue, and this is an issue that I have with a lot of people in the pro-black community that tend to try to demonize or try to try to critique who's more black than others. I look at it from this perspective. When we were enslaved, people who had white parents were just as much experience hell, just like anybody that had two black parents that were slaves. So why is it that in 2019 or in the millennium, all of a sudden we want to rephrase that in some sense? If you had one black parent, you were a slave back in 1850. So in 2019, you have one black parent, you still consider the same.
All right, they don't call you. They actually don't call you biracial.
What perspective is us? A white man that sees us does not see. They do not see a mixed black person with white and black as being white. They see them as being black.
Wait, where did you hear that from?
Mm-hmm.
I know some people that just call them mulattoes.
Excuse me?
They call them mulattoes.
I've never heard anybody use the term mulatto in public.
Back in the day, that's what they used to call.
You should probably head up to. You should probably head up to New England. They call themselves mulatto.
I've never heard the term. Growing up in a racist area in central Louisiana, I've never heard a white person use the term mulatto in my life. If they thought
you ever heard him use Creole?
Excuse me?
You ever heard him use the term Creole?
Yeah, Creole is used a lot. White people don't use the term Creole. White people in Louisiana do not use the term Creole. Black people use the term Creole.
Well, that would be in the
okay.
White people tend to use the word Cajun.
Well, Cajun. The only difference between Cajun and Creole is that basically a Cajun is basically someone that is white that has French ancestry. A Creole person is a person that has mixed ancestry, white and black, but has French ancestry in a sense. That's it. That's the only difference. But it's the same. It's basically the same lineage. They have the same white lineage in a sense because the people, Cajuns and Creoles, both have ancestors that come from Nova Scotia that migrated to Louisiana.
Okay.
That's the only difference.
Okay.
But white people, I've never heard a white person use the term Creole. And up until the 80s, 1980s, saying the word Cajun was almost like calling a white person. It was almost equivalent to saying nigger to a person that was white that had French ancestry. Not till the early 80s, the mid 80s, did they start to market the term Cajun, and it became marketable, and they made a lot, and people were making a lot of money off of it. But in the early 1900s, mid 50s and 60s, that term was never used by people that were Cajun, because Cajuns were considered people who were low class, uneducated, and so to speak. It was not something that white people that had that lineage wore as a badge of honor.
Jay, I gotta take a call. Take over.
I'm take over and do what? What was the next question? I'm
Okay,
okay.
so
Go ahead, Deity.
my computer died, so I left off on the racist thing, but I just want to address, can a black person be a racist? Absolutely. So the real definition of a racist, it can be defined however you want to define it, but the actual dictionary definition is a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another. For a person to tell me that I can't have a feeling, if I can't express that feeling, then what you're doing is following this white man's 3/5 laws by saying that I'm not human enough to feel a certain way, which in of itself is us following with these white man concepts where he can only be racist. He's only human or superior enough to be racist, which is actually a feeling. And you can show racism however you want to show it. Systematically, that's just another form of showing your racist act. But you can show and feel racist regardless what your race is. And furthermore, it goes to the term of the biracial person or the mulatto person. Just because it's a one-drop rule that was implemented by a white person does not mean that these people are black. These are half-breeds or whatever you want to call it, but they're not black.
Right.
I disagree with that. We've had disagreements on that before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I have to. I respectfully disagree with that. Now,
Goddamn, I go for a second. Y'all call people half breed and shit. Goddamn, boy, y'all whole trip.
Biracial, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, now listen. I know some of y'all from the South. Y'all Southern people be killing me. Y'all know what happened.
Well, I'm not Southern. I'm not from a Southern state.
Where you at?
I'm from Miami.
That is a Southern state.
That's not Southern. It's not Southern. It's in the South.
That's a Southern state.
It's not Southern. It's in the South. It's not Southern.
Okay.
It's not a Southern culture. But next.
Whatever.
Where do you think you're at?
Okay.
But next.
Now, listen. If you go up north and call mixed people half breeds, that is going to cause a lynching or a fight. Nobody's going to be. It would be easier calling them, hey, you're a pretty mulatto. Like, they'll be okay with that, because even that's getting mulatto and biracial. They'll take that. But
okay,
half breed is like fighting term.
But who uses these terms in real?
No. I'm saying no.
Dude, like, seriously?
Like
wow. Okay, because I married a biracial woman, and I've heard all those terms.
I've never heard those terms in Texas. I live in Texas and
I don't know how not in Texas.
Use the term mulatto.
No, we said it up north.
When you read the records, they use those terms too. Yeah. They use terms like octoroon.
I'm talking about real life, anecdotal situation.
But what's the next question?
Okay, so the next thing is, can somebody be gay and be effective pro-black in their community?
But you gotta ask these questions to a particular person and give us a time frame as to how long we can ask, so that we don't just ramble on.
No, don't worry, I'll stop you. I ain't gonna let you ramble, but I'll stop you. And if somebody has something to interject, they're free to do that on this table. It's an open table.
Oh, okay.
It's an open table, but I will put that out. I'm gonna put that out, and I'll start that first. One of the most well-known pro-blacks is named Chief Ghazi Cardozo. Can you be gay? Can you be a gay man and be respected as a pro-black? And
be respected?
Yep, respected and effective.
Well, you could be the respect that you get is based on people. That's not based on you. And can you be effectively for your race as a homosexual person? Absolutely.
Okay.
I agree. The only thing I would like to add to that is that the issue that I do have with those who claim that they are pro-black and gay is that I have issues with those who claim they're pro-black, but they cape for LGBT issues before being black. That's the only issue I have, and that I have ran into. But if you are a person that is of the LGBT community, but you put black first, I think you can effectively be pro-black in that sense.
Right.
Okay. All right. So the next thing that we want to ask, but y'all came in a little bit late. The ADOS mindset, is that even effective, or should black people leave that alone and just go about working on financial gain and different other stuff other than an ADOS hashtag?
The question would be, what is the ADOS mindset?
Yeah, I don't think nobody knows the fuck that is, dude.
But you asked, so I just wanted to know what in particular were you referring to?
The ADOS mindset, I don't think there is one. I don't think so. I think it's just a feel good talk. Like we should.
No, because I mean it was a part of your question. But
yeah, no, I just said is the ADOS mindset. It's even in the title. ADOS mindset. Like literally, the ADOS mindset could be whatever you envision your ADOS mindset. Is it effective? Mind you, at the time when ADOS mindset came out, people were talking about collectivism, finance, putting together stuff towards getting the reparational bill passed through, stuff like that already been out for a long time. Is it effective, and has it helped any as of late?
So in regards to, because you specifically pointed out points in regards to the ADOS mindset, and specifically you stated reparations, can that be beneficial, or wanting that, is that beneficial?
No, I told you, actually, I gave you an example of something that they brought up, and they brought up about who is allowed to get reparations, like how y'all were saying that.
But it's broad to reparations, right?
Well, no, that's one of their things. Actually, to be fair, a white woman was the one who actually brought up about black people getting reparations. It was a white woman that brought
So is the ADOS mindset beneficial to black people? I mean, you didn't specify what the ADOS mindset is, but I don't think
nobody knows what the ADOS mindset is.
I think that, right, but when you ask those questions, you have to pinpoint what you're speaking of, and regardless, so that we can properly answer the question
directly.
Here's the thing about
it. You can't pinpoint something that doesn't have an actual definitive
So why would you ask that question? How could we answer something that you're not giving us a definitive?
Okay, you want to know how I can ask that? Because the ADOS mindset can be whatever somebody wanted to be at this point.
So Derell, you can answer it.
I mean, are you ADOS, Deity?
Yes, I am ADOS. Yes.
Okay, Derell, we know you are. Deity, are you ADOS?
What is ADOS?
Mobile, are you ADOS?
Descendants of slavery.
It's a what?
American
by birth, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. By birth, yeah.
Okay, and I'm pretty
sure. But like, actually, by dealing by the mindset, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I don't fucking know ADOS shit. I don't do that shit.
I mean, I understand where they're coming from.
No. By birth, theoretically, yeah. But do I support the movement? No, because I think it's a crock of shit.
But what's the movement? What's the movement?
Maybe they ain't got no damn movement.
That's the whole point. They don't have a movement. They ain't got no movement. I mean, it
requires a leader.
Yeah,
look, check it out.
Talk about reparations.
Our leader's gay.
Hey, can I say a thing? All right, so if ADOS is going to have a mindset, it should follow something of what Killer Mike said during that talk with him, Candace Owens, and T.I. I think some other chick, right? He was basically saying we all need to get together from both sides of the aisle as a people, all people, right? And figure out what we need to do, what we want as a people to get, to get our vote. You know what I'm saying? We've been following the trail of both parties for so long, and we've had little games here and there, but nothing really specifically for us. So if ADOS adopts that mindset that we can come together across the aisle, present our own agenda, which includes all of us, and then tell the candidates that come through the pipeline, this is what we want you to get our vote, or better still, with enough power, put up our own candidate.
Well,
now, if that's about that, I am down for it.
All y'all got is
but if they're not,
Cory Booker. All y'all got is what? Cory Booker and Camilla Harris, and we already know niggas don't like Camilla. And Cory, nobody knows. Look, Cory's mixed, so Shit, he's already out the
Both
fucking
of them
race.
were against reparations anyway. So
Well, there you go. There you go.
But see, reparations is a carrot stick, man. Like seriously, if y'all really try to chase that shit, you'll follow any asshole that speaks it. It's a carrot stick to get the vote.
Not
Give
like
me a
that
plan,
reparation.
make that shit happen, okay? Or shut the fuck up and run on the shit you know you can get. Or at least shit actually gonna change for everybody and it comes around for us.
Well,
Because Jesus, man, no, don't go that route. Don't fall so easily for that okey doke.
they did.
I think the moment they started saying that
already
shit,
planned over
I
reparations.
actually, I'm gonna say this because I actually attended an ADOS rally. We
They
basically
had a rally.
yeah, we had a rally in
yeah,
we had a rally in Houston about
Of course, Texas.
we were basically boycotting Sheila Jackson Lee in regards to HR 40, so to speak. This
What
was
is HR 40?
excuse me.
What is HR 40?
HR 40 is basically a bill that was proposed to study in regards to the overall value of what reparations would be for Black people in America if we were to receive it. They're looking at the overall the longitude.
So why would you protest that?
Let me finish.
Okay.
The overall longitudinal effect that it has had for generations, and particularly the loss of wealth from one generation, and they were trying to come up with a legitimate value to what we would need in order to catch up based on what we lost in previous generations by not having the ability to read and write, not having the ability to work and make a living, not having the ability to basically transport legacy from wealth from one generation to another. So the purpose of the bill was to study that, to come up with a legitimate, comprehensive plan of how they would distribute or redistribute that wealth to African Americans.
Somebody said Sheila
So
Jackson.
you just said, wait, you just said you were protesting against it, though.
No, I was not protesting against it. We were protesting against Sheila Jackson Lee because she was against and she voted against the bill.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay, so she's a I'm
that
not
makes
sure
sense.
who she is.
She's
okay,
a
she's a who is she?
She's a congressman in the state of Texas. She's a African American female. That's a congressman.
she's a Black woman.
And so we actually went there. I want to say it was in I can't remember. It was about 5-6 months ago. They had an ADOS rally.
I guess my question would be, because Joe and
I was
like
there. I was there. I actually did a video on it.
My why did she vote against it specifically?
Well, I think she voted against it specifically. I don't know the reason specifically why she voted against it, but I think it's because she represents the establishment, an established Democrat, and she's a supporter of people such as she actually supported Hillary Clinton, so she's a part of that wing of the Democratic Party, and so
okay, but sometimes. I know the people's savior, Bernie, Sanders and stuff. Sometimes, and I don't like Bernie Sanders. I was just saying it, but sometimes congressmen and women vote against certain bills that seem as though that they might be conducive to said thing. However, they might have been voting against it for a different reason unbeknownst to you or I. That's why I was asking if there was a specific reason, because what you just said wasn't a reason why she voted against it. You're like, oh, well, she was with Hillary Clinton and this and that. Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with anything.
I was basing it on speculation because I don't know the specific. I clarified.
So you went to a rally against a Black woman, but you don't know why she voted against it.
No reason.
Fucking feminism.
There's no reason.
Fucking feminism.
I don't see any.
You're a fucking Black woman. Fucking single mothers.
I don't see any reason why you, as a Black person, would vote against HR 40 other than the fact that she is not a foundational she's not ADOS. She's actually from the Caribbean.
But we are speculating. That is my point.
No, she
we are
is from the Caribbean.
speculating.
No, that's not speculation. That's a fact.
Yeah, but here's a website right here, Derell. Look right here. Listen. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson introduces legislation for a commission to consider reparation proposals for African Americans. January 9, 2019. Like she literally.
So that is the point I was making. She could have been voting against that bill for another reason because maybe she didn't like the wording in the bill. A lot of times,
there could have been some shit that slipped in that would screw us over.
That is what I said 5 minutes ago.
Shut up,
sometimes congressmen and women on both sides of the aisle, this is being me, I'm being nonpartisan here, congressmen and women on both sides of the aisle will vote against something, not because they don't necessarily agree with the bill, but because they want that bill, but they want different wording in the bill for one reason or another. So it seems to me that a bunch of folks was protesting against some shit and y'all ain't even know the whole damn story.
I voted for Trump.
No, I disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree.
But that's not what you just said.
Again, I just spoke to you and told you one of the reasons why I think.
But you didn't give me a definitive reason because she likes Hillary Clinton.
I didn't give you what you wanted to hear, but
you didn't give me a definitive reason.
No, I didn't.
That's
give
not
you
a reason
to hear. I just spoke.
MAGA country.
Told you that Sheila Jackson Lee is of Caribbean descent.
Joe just what does that have to do with her not voting against HR 51?
She wouldn't personally benefit from it. That's the reason.
But what do you mean, the Caribbean descent? That was just a boat stop. They stopped in Africa and they went to the Caribbean and they came to the United States.
And we all vote for Trump. We'll get what we want.
People that are Caribbean. This is strictly dealing with people in
that's ADOS, right? Wasn't that the question?
Exactly. That's the point, and that's the issue that a lot of immigrants have.
So she's not African American
because it's
no. I mean, if she's Caribbean,
so she's not black.
Black is what does that have to do with being African American?
Fuck these black people.
Caribbean. The Caribbean was just a boat stop. Didn't they start in Africa?
Listen, but if the issue is in regards to ADOS, right, and reparations or anything beneficial to people that are American descendants of slaves, right? That's why I thought the
Caribbean weren't slaves.
Then it would not benefit a person that was born in Jamaica or Haiti.
Wait,
was she born in Jamaica or Haiti, or were her parents born in Jamaica or Haiti?
She was born there. She's a descendant of that country.
All right, fair enough. But Joe pulled up her. I said fair enough. Okay.
No,
but Joe pulled up the front page of her website where it said she was trying to introduce another bill, which was my whole point to begin with.
Yeah, another bill that could potentially allow people of her particular lineage to obtain some type of benefit.
You think we would get reparations if we have a gay person get reparations for us?
Excuse me?
I don't think your gender would matter.
It doesn't matter.
You're a
I don't know. Gay people got reparations. I don't know. Kind of did.
Well, here's the thing again. If we're speaking logically and not just on some animated shit, right? So if you're talking about a so-called black person who's an ADOS who happens to be a homosexual, I don't see how that would not benefit if this person is for blackness. Or ADOS, if he's for ADOS benefiting in any kind of way, whether it be reparations and so forth, I don't see what his sexuality would have to do with him being a black person wanting so-called ADOS people in this country to benefit. What does his sexuality have to do with that?
Unless he puts gay reparations bill.
Man, but here's the thing: unless he puts his sexuality before his race, I don't see how that would not benefit.
If you want to get reparations, you might want to pretend you're gay for that reparation bill.
But now, what's the other question?
I'm just saying,
really, Joe.
Gays got reparation, dude. They figured something out that we didn't. There's something that ADOS can't figure out that the gays figured out.
But here's what you fail to understand. Black people are not the only homosexuals. There's also white people. So if it's not something that's particularly benefiting our race, then it does not benefit us. It benefits homosexuals. And 9 times out of 10, the people who run the LGBT community are not so-called black people either.
We need to get some white people.
Therefore, the people who benefit the most from the LGBT community are not so-called black. But what's the next question?
So would it be nice if we get some people who aren't black on our side to help us get shit passed? Do we really need to have all our black team?
We've done that. We've tried that.
When?
Don't you know who John Brown is? John Brown. We've had
Then we get the civil rights movement passed.
We had white people and we've always made the mistake of having white people involved on our side to get things done.
Why is that a mistake?
As soon as they obtain the benefits they want, they turn around and do the same white supremacist stuff as anybody else.
Wait, how is having white people on your side been bad for black people to get?
I mean, look where we are now. Have we became independent from this system? Have we really benefited for real in this system?
Okay, do you not have a college education?
What? Yeah, okay. Right, I do.
Do you not own property?
I do.
Are you not your own business owner?
I am.
Well, sounds like somebody benefited from the system.
Well, let me say this, right? So what you have to understand is that there's glass ceilings.
Oh,
okay. And for a black person in this system, there will always be a glass ceiling. You could be a millionaire black person or a billionaire black person, but the person that you would have to go to for specific resources or just to get shit done is a white person. Even you could be a millionaire and you want to get a loan, but because you're black, you can't get that loan. You get what I'm trying to say?
Who does Robert Smith go to?
I don't know. Listen, you talk to him personally. You asked me to come on here, but I'm saying what you have to understand is that this system, well, white people, even if they join our side as so-called allies, is not to benefit the black community. It's to make sure that white people are still in place in our systems, even when we're trying to rise, so that we do not uprise. But, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why Black Wall Street was destroyed, because there was no white person that was there as the co-pilot.
Now the thing about it that I gotta ask, because what you're saying, we got a lot of black people who own and run their own shit off their own means. Like, it's not like it's impossible. Now, when you say a glass ceiling, I mean, I don't know. Like,
I can give you an example.
I feel like especially black people on social media, they give white supremacy the end all be all power.
No, here's what
because whenever I see a white boy at fucking Starbucks fixing me my coffee, he be calling me sir and yes sir, no sir.
But here's the thing: what you're practicing right now is complacency, which is what a lot of so-called black people do. Just because you got a car, as opposed to working or riding a bike or walking, or just because you now can live in a house as opposed to living in a hut, just because you're no longer on a chain, does not mean that you're still not oppressed. That's the issue with us as black people is that we get next.
Who's oppressed?
They don't have versus what we do have, and we start to think because I have this and I have that I am not. This white boy still has more benefits in this system because his people own the system. You don't. I don't care where he works.
Okay, so who on this panel is oppressed?
I am.
Okay, so Derell's oppressed.
We all are in different ways.
Okay, Jay, are you oppressed too?
Oppressed meaning what?
I don't know.
Are you black and oppressed? Are you oppressed due to your race in this system?
But oppressed meaning what? I have a job. I have a place to live. I have a car.
Are you okay? So let me. Are you oppressed racially? Right? Are you oppressed? You being a black
me oppressed me? Am I down and out? No.
No, well, then look up the word oppressed so that we can just hold on. Let me look it up for you so I can give you the specific.
No, I'm no offense, Deity, but we know you're the racist, so we can't just go off of your bias. Logic.
Nobody's being biased. So the word oppressed means subject to harsh and authoritarian treatment.
Okay, so that's everybody in the world. There you go. So
do you feel that your race, however, gives you a harsher subjection to oppression than a so-called white person in this system?
No.
Wow.
No. Because I just now did a story on a girl named Cora, who her mother was openly selling her for sex for $300 to $700 to black people. There wasn't no white supremacy causing that girl to do that to her child. She was doing that because she wanted to do that to her child.
But BMT, I gotta ask you a question.
No, don't dodge that. Don't dodge that.
No, I'm not.
You know what, Joe?
Don't dodge that.
It wasn't. You know what? When I was,
I'm not trying to dodge you. But see, what I think we're looking, and this is the problem with our people. We tend to individualize things instead of looking at it from the collective.
No, there is no such thing as
one
collective.
of us can say something in
Why
regards to yes, in my life because of this, I don't feel.
Why do we always? But why do we all? I got a question.
Is,
Who does a collective?
Look at the masses of what our people.
No, stop doing. Why y'all always do the masses?
Because that's how power is taken away from you.
No, it's not. No,
yes, it is.
No, it's not.
We don't have power because we massively don't do group economics. We don't massively move as a block together, just like other ethnic groups does. That's the reason why we don't have the power. Everybody has bought into this Americanized individualism.
But you are an American.
Well, let me
Aren't you an American?
Hey, D. Derell, let me say this. Let me ask you this one question, and I'm gonna send it back to D. Derell. So you stated, what BMT? You stated that you don't deal with harsher levels of subjection in this country because of your race, correct? You said that, right?
Yep. Go ahead.
But the Constitution says that the 3/5 law the clause was put in the Constitution not to let everyone know that the slaves were not really human, but because if they were put in as 100% human, slavery would have been a lot harder to get rid of. Therefore, in this system, by your race, you're considered 3/5 of a person, which means that you are subjected to harsher punishment in this system.
You know that law is outdated.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You do know that.
Don't we have an amendment? Don't we have an amendment for that?
I could have sworn we did, but you don't want to read that other amendment that amends that amendment.
I mean, I'm seriously just asking. I'm not even being a smart ass.
Stop at that amendment. Like, how did you stop? Like, did you just stop in like 1800s? Like, you didn't go past that? Like, seriously, you literally went to school. Last time I checked, if racism was so bad, they wouldn't be letting no Negro girl go to no damn school, especially a woman. If racism was so bad, they wouldn't be letting no black man counsel no white children.
See, the reason why they allowed blacks to go to school was so that you could be workers for white institutions.
They allow you. Listen, last time I checked,
why
would they have a slave go to school?
You're not going to school to be an entrepreneur. You're going to school to work for a white institution. And not only are you going to school to work for a white institution, but in most cases, you have to pay that institution to learn. Right? So that money, right. So that, well, no, not in all cases. So that money is going right back to these white folks who then give you a piece of paper to say, well, now you can go out and work for us. So you got to pay us. So you got to pay us to work for us.
Okay. So let me ask a question. Mobile, are you there?
I'm still here.
Mobile, what is Antifa doing?
What is Antifa doing?
Yeah, are they fighting white supremacy?
I mean, by default, yeah. Because a lot of institutions that they're dealing with are capitalistic or fascistic. Well, fascism at its core is white supremacy. I mean, just keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
So by default, they're fighting that.
Now, the thing about it is it's crazy because when I go over these conservative videos, I be seeing a bunch of white people out there fighting cops and doing all kinds of shit and taking rocks.
Now, this person, I'm sorry, what's her name on the panel? What's the queen's name? Hot sauce. Okay, so she stated. Okay, what does she want to be called?
I don't know.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, just call her Jay. Just call her.
Okay, so the 3/5 law. You stated that the 3/5 law is amended, right?
There's an amendment over that.
Or she was asking about it.
There's an amendment over that.
Now, how accurate is that when these people are killing, these police officers are killing black people and getting 10 years or less than what it's supposed to be for a person in this system who actually get murdered? Or why is it that white people can kill black people down or rape and molest black children, yet and still their cases get overthrown? Why is it that a black woman shoots a gun, a warning shots in the air, and gets 20 years? And the only reason why
that black woman, that's a false
statement. Let me say this.
I'm just saying you're giving a false statement right there.
The only reason why her situation was even overthrown, it was overthrown in the midst of the Amber Geiger situation, or probably a little bit before then. But the fact that she was
before that,
right? But the fact that they gave her 20 years, correct? The people had to speak out, but the law said that she was going to get 20 years. So the law is not on her side.
Okay, so I'm glad
I remember that.
I'm glad you brought up that girl, the one who shot up in the air. First off, that woman who did that actually, she got caught cheating. Second, she actually left the home and came back with a gun and shot at the direction of her kid and her husband.
That's not. Listen, it was a warning shot.
But you definitely did it. You're on the right panel today with somebody that actually studied that. So right then and there, because they already did the forensics on the warning shots, and they said, why the fuck is there a warning shot where your kid sleeps at? Like, who the fuck parent? Why would you leave? You don't leave the hostile environment and come back with a gun. Now, Jay, me and you talked about domestic abuse. Do you leave and come back with a gun? Are you any more of a victim anymore? Are you a victim? Does anybody know that answer? No, you're not. You're not a victim.
It depends on the situation.
It ain't no depends on those situations. Since when do you leave and come back with a gun? You're not no damn victim. Derell, please don't do that.
You don't know this lady was being abused.
Right. That's
so you come back. Wait. Say that. No. So you're gonna leave. So you as a black man are telling me that you're expecting somebody to leave and come back with a gun and then shoot at you.
The Marissa Alexander case states in May 2012, 31-year-old Marissa Alexander was prosecuted for aggravated assault with a lethal weapon and received a mandatory minimum sentence for 20 years in prison.
Right.
Alexander said that she fired a warning shot after her husband attacked her and threatened to kill her on August 1st, 2010 in Jacksonville, Florida. That's what happened.
You're going off of notice you just said you read her statement. You didn't read the actual clause.
That's what it is.
So you go. So wait. So you just read one person's statement, and that was the end all be all.
Don't add and don't detract.
Right. So guess what? You didn't prove shit. You just read her statement. That literally didn't prove shit. You literally just proved that what we just did. But honestly,
let me explain to you.
Now, the next thing that let's talk about the next thing. So when you talk about the collective of Black collective, I gotta ask you right now. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all are helping out single parent households? Like, I mean, paying all their bills and make sure they have food and their kids can go.
I know, but I provide a place to stay.
No. I'm talking about paying. Don't fine. But even if you find a place, they still got bills and they still are impoverished.
Well, here's the thing.
I said, how many are
Joe, seriously, now that's kind of going extreme.
No. But we're talking about collective. There are some villages I can pull up that literally they spend and they go as a collective.
But that's a village, though. That's a village. You're asking us.
Whoa. But a collective would be a village.
Right, but you're asking us individual people.
A collective would be no. But Derell brought up a collective. So how many of us are actually doing that?
But as Black people, he said we don't work as a collective.
Okay, then but why not? Because I mean, not too long ago, weren't y'all saying that on one panel that
why not?
Weren't y'all just not saying that as gays, that's part of a white supremacist type of thing?
No, here's the thing. See, I'm saying. Wait, hold on.
But did they not say that for the LGBT?
No. Let me say this. No,
they did.
What I'm saying is, just like the NAACP is supposed to be for Black people, however, it was founded by a white person, which means
white people, not one white person, white people.
The point. So it means essentially, white people still benefit over that even more so than the Black people that it's supposed to be for.
So Black people didn't get free.
The LGBT community is founded by white people, therefore white people benefit way. Let me explain something to you.
You're not making any sense.
Yes, I am. Do you not know that gay white people are just as racist, if not in some cases more openly racist, because a lot of them are very flamboyant?
I'm seeing that a heterosexual Black woman is just as racist as a gay openly.
Do you not know? No, because what you fail to realize is that the LGBT community is not just inclusive of only Black people, it's all inclusive of all races. Therefore, white gay people are still racist to Black gay people. You do understand that.
Racism is
because regardless of your sexuality, you're Black first.
So other than you spewing all that stuff, so literally you're a heterosexual Black woman, and you openly say it's my right to be racist, which none of us thought of anything of it. You just said it's your right to be racist. So we openly already know that everything you say is going to be on a bias of racism. So
no.
But you said that. Mobile, did she not say that? Derell, did she not say that she's openly racist?
No. Well, let me answer the question, right? So I gave you and I read off the
racist is trying to answer a question of why they're not racist. Of how they're racism.
What I'm saying. A racist means a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another. That says,
you think Black people are superior?
Let me talk, man. It says or. Yes, we're physically superior. It says or.
What?
We're physically superior beings. That's just what it is. Now, a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, I show or feel prejudice or discrimination towards other people based off of what my people have had to endure. Not because I just want to be racist because I don't like your skin. There's a difference. So when I'm talking about this, I'm not speaking on these things on behalf of a I hate white people mentality. I'm speaking on it from a person as a black person that has had to face discrimination as at the hands of white people. And if not me personally, my race of people have. So
Now,
naturally, I will be discriminatory towards that.
So I'm looking at, because I've been covering over some cases of black people doing some egregious things to black people, such as raping, beating, dismemberment, and all kind of shit. Now, when they talk about collective, which I don't believe in that shit, I wouldn't ban with you niggas if I had a fucking goddamn choice. I will never do that shit. I will stand my own ground, because I understand that motherfuckers don't fuck with you unless they can make something off of you. That is just the way of humanity. That's how it's always been. There's no such thing as a full-on collective unless they can bank off of somebody else. Anybody in every group has used slavery at some point or time to make a come up.
But not like American slavery.
Because you're in America, so that's why. Listen, listen. You're in America. You're in America, so that's why you go with the American thing. Have you ever been to Africa?
The historical facts.
Have you ever been to Africa?
I don't have to be there. I'm talking about. Okay. I'm talking about the historical information shows the difference between African slavery, which is basically more like servitude, not like American slavery.
African slavery is like
we've
servitude?
had discussions, Joe. I've told you this.
Even your man's ain't going along with you.
No. You really don't understand. Let me break it for you. You do know how many countries in Africa are still openly legal with slavery
and speech. No other group of people went through that, but us.
No, would you say it again, Derell?
I said, so you're telling me that slavery and other forms and other cultures, the people lost their identity, their way of life, their language, and etc. Yeah, no other culture experienced that but us.
It's when you get taken over and you're displaced from a certain area. You're displaced from a certain area.
No, we were psychologically shut away and not allowed to communicate. You think the Africans that well, Deity may say Hebrew Israelites that came here all of a sudden forgot how to speak when they crossed the Atlantic? They still had their language and culture intact. They were not allowed to use it. If they did, they died. And so those offsprings grew up without having a connection to what the heritage that their family, that their parents had.
I think you're misconscrupulating the fact that yeah, you are. No, you are. You are. But I'm catching on some bullshit right now. Because honestly, you're looking at
what you're saying is not bullshit, but okay. But like, here's the deal: we can actually get all that back now thanks to modern technology. So
but we're listening to Listen, here's the thing about it. I feel like a lot of these YouTube people give slavery or white people so much goddamn power up their ass.
Well,
Like it's amazing. It amazes me. Like these people do. Like this is why I don't take YouTube that serious, man. Like I don't think y'all would ever play your video. Like here's the thing about it. Do y'all honestly think y'all could play y'all video openly to like everybody and they would honestly believe y'all shit versus like realistically play them something that's actually like feasible?
BMT, tell me what I said that was false.
Well, we're looking at the one. Let's look at the first thing when it came to when you said about the gay LGBT.
No. I'm talking about slavery. I'm talking about slavery.
Okay, so you want to go to the slavery. First of all,
what did I say that was false?
Well, first of all, the slavery, when you said it's not as bad as American slavery. I'm not sure if you ever seen what it's like how to make a unit. You know how to make a unit, right?
You buck break his ass.
Yes.
No, you do actually do worse than that.
You chop off his nuts.
But
you hop off. Yeah, thank you.
What I'm telling you is,
you went to butt rape, but I guess you didn't know how they make a unit.
African slavery was not like American slavery.
How do you know? You've never been over there.
Because historically, you
don't know. You've never been over there.
If brothers such as John,
but Joe, he's right though.
And have said otherwise, why would I believe because of you? And these are well-known scholars that are no longer
well-known scholars, right?
Shown evidence of that.
Well, let's see. I don't know. I probably been there real time where a girl was sold by her father for a goddamn pig into goddamn slavery.
That's not slavery. That's mutilation.
Wait. That's not slavery.
No, that's not slavery.
That's not slavery.
You don't understand that culture.
Do you know what slavery is? Jay, did you hear that?
Come
That's
on,
not slavery.
BMT.
Telling your child.
Come on,
I'm
bro.
here. I'm here. I'm
That's
here.
not slavery.
That is their culture.
That's their culture. Okay.
That is their culture. I'm not
Ladies and gentlemen, that is pro-black.
I'm not in no position to judge somebody else's culture. Do I think that that's the right thing for them to do to their little girls? No, I don't. That's their culture.
So the word. So you're trying to say indentured servitude? It wasn't slavery. It was indentured servitude.
It's not as bad as slavery, but it's indentured. You're just an indentured servant. It's not as bad.
It's like when you get low-fat salad dressing.
Mm.
It's still salad dressing, but it's just not as bad.
Not as bad. Even though that person will get raped and beat and possibly flogged and also not fed, but they're not a slave. They're an indentured servant. I don't know if you ever seen
because they didn't get put on a boat in chains. So that means they're not a slave.
Hold on, brother. So you're talking about people that particularly through inter-tribal warfare.
No, there ain't no tribal warfare. They just get sold. Ain't no even tribal warfare.
That's not what I'm talking about. Slavery in Africa. I'm talking about intertribal warfare in which those who were POWs were basically
no. We can stay in 2019. Let's stay in 2019.
No, brother. I'm talking about we're talking about the issue of slavery and the difference between American slavery and African slavery.
We got it going on right now.
Huh?
What about blood diamonds? So blood diamonds, was that not slavery?
That's a modern thing.
And that's modern. That's still going on right now.
Yeah, that is going on. But what I'm talking about is the fact that.
But what? No, I said it's blood diamonds. So what they do to those little boys?
That is slavery. That is slavery. That's self-inflicted. Yeah, that's slavery. But again, brother, what I'm saying, these people still maintain their culture.
What?
They maintain their culture. They maintain their way of life. We didn't do that, brother. We speaking English right now. We wear clothes that are Europeanized. We're not practicing any type of African culture right now. What are you talking about?
This is your culture. You are an American.
This is not my culture. This is European.
Okay. I got a question. What's your flag?
We have taken things and have putting a black stamp on certain things and so forth. The way we do things, and we created our own niche. But this is not our culture.
What's your culture?
I don't know. Well, my descendants. Through DNA testing are tracked to Burkina Faso. The tribe that I'm affiliated to is called the Kassine people of northern Ghana and southern Burkina Faso. That's my tribal ancestry.
I got a question. How did you find that out?
Through DNA testing.
Who provided that for you?
White people.
AfricanAncestry.com.
Oh, made by white people.
Yeah, but you don't want to ask me that.
Huh? Deity, you're a whole Hebrew Israelite. You think some flying bird in the sky made you.
Well, no, I am an Israelite.
You want to say absolutely?
Absolutely, I'm an Israelite.
But again,
that explains a lot.
Well, but see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Let me explain this to you, right? So you went ahead and you tried to debunk what Derell said by stating that when he did say that he was African, you stated, well, who went ahead and created this? Hold on, let me talk. Well, then what race are we then? What race are you, BMT?
Nigga, I'm an American.
What's your race? Not your nationality. What's your race?
Black.
That's a color. What's your race?
No, literally that's on the paper.
Black is not a race.
Black is actually on the paper now.
So you're a slave.
Does anybody sign applications anymore?
So you're a slave. So you're a slave, essentially.
You're a slave.
You're a slave.
Okay. Are you a slave?
No.
Who are you?
An Israelite. I know who I am.
Oh God.
Derell knows who he is.
I told you religion done fucked up.
Israelite is not a religion.
So I'm just asking for context here. If you fill out an application for housing or a job or whatever, do you put Israelite or do you put black?
Well, here's the thing, right? Let me say this. I mean, BMT, I gotta talk. That's a great question. When has the white man ever been truthful? When has the white man ever been truthful to descendants of slaves about who they were? Before you were so-called African American, you were a coon, a nigger, a Negro, black, African. Now you African American, and some people want to say that they're black. So if I have to lie to these people to get a job, then part of me lying is putting down whatever it is that they assume that I am to be. When I tell these people that I want to get this job, that doesn't mean that I necessarily want it. I'm just trying to get the paper. I don't necessarily want to be there. I'm just trying to get the paper. I might not even have the experience. I'm going to lie on that motherfucker so I can get the job, because that's how we got to pay our bills. For the most part, I don't work for nobody, but I'm just saying, you know, so if I'm trying to get a home and it's stating what is it that I need to do in order to get that place, I'm going to lie. I might fake some check stubs. I'm going to fake whatever it is that I need to fake in order to get that situation. America has never been truthful to us. So why would I be stupid enough to sit there and put Israelite when I understand that most black people don't even know who they are? Because just like what he said, he's black. His dog is black. So that means they're the same people.
Yep.
So you know you just admitted to fraud on the air.
Yeah,
you know that's illegal, and you know you could go to jail for that.
No, I didn't.
And you know they actually all that shit is like, you know, I mean, they can back it up, and they can pull all that shit up on a background check anyway. They just want to see if you're telling the truth, really.
No, here's the thing. I'm not submitting to fraud. America has never been honest to black people. I'm not black. Our race is not black. Black is a color.
What the hell are you?
So I haven't admitted to fraud. These white people have been fraudulent. You've just been taught to go along with their protocol. So what race are you, Hot Sauce?
You know what? At 11 o'clock at night,
you're a feminist.
Go ahead. I don't give a fuck at this
point.
You're a feminist. Really don't.
So you don't know. So next question.
So okay. So the thing about it is, okay. I told y'all stay away from religion tonight. Stay away from religion. Religion rots your brain. That's coming from a Christian.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so now.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just trying not to get my blood pressure up. So
now the thing about it is, I'm
just here so I don't get fined, Joe.
Yes, you already know we're trying to get our sponsorship back. Shoni, if
Let me ask you a question.
Shoni, please give us back our sponsorship. I do want my plate of breakfast food back.
Hot Sauce, let me ask
please,
you this.
Shoni,
yo, if he gonna have us on here, are you homosexual?
No.
Okay, so you're heterosexual.
Yes.
So you so you only date men, okay.
But weren't we just talking about black people?
What's that have to do with anything?
Well, what does that matter about her sexuality?
Because you mentioned sexuality earlier, I just never got around to asking her hers.
What's your sexuality?
I'm a heterosexual.
Okay. Derell, what's yours?
Brother, you already know.
And I love my favorite pansexual in the world. This is my favorite pansexual in the world on my panel.
Yeah, that's me.
Now the thing about it is,
probably
no, it's you. It's you. It's you. I would bring you know, one day I'm gonna have to do a whole show with bringing all my trans friends up here. That's gonna be very interesting.
Ask you, BMT.
Huh?
I have a question to ask you.
What's up?
Now you're conservative, correct?
Yes, I am.
Can you explain to me why every time when we're comparing the behavior of black people as opposed to other groups and what has been done or not done to us, conservatives tend to always have to bring up examples of what black people have done as if it's equivalent to what white people have done to us?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. I am one of the only conservative that actually covers everything. But, you know, normally people don't look at what I go over. I actually go over what white people do. I actually go over what black people do. I go over things as a humanitarian type of thing. So I guess I would be that unicorn of a conservative rainbow type of fish that actually talks about everything. Now, do I give black people the pass to act stupid? No, I do not. I'm like, just because a white person did it, don't give you the right to do that, because you already know that there are people trying to make it. There are some people who are just now becoming first generation middle class as well to second generation. I don't have no excuse to do that stupid shit because I had 2 working parents, just as Jay, Bobu, I assume Deity, and yourself. Just because white people did it, don't give you the excuse to, well, I'm going to go fuck up or do something else or give somebody else a cause. Like, no. That's dumb. That is very stupid, because there have been, like, my father and them were farmers. Just because white people did dumb shit back in the day, my dad and them had enough decency and morale and guidelines to actually be decent folks. I find it very interesting. People in this day and age talk as if they were back then, but haven't done a candle worth of shit close to the black people who actually went through the struggle.
What the fuck is a candle worth of shit?
You know what? Honestly, my granddaddy showed me how to make a candle. I just don't actually. That was a punishment.
It's too goddamn late for this shit.
You had to sit in the barn. You had to sit in the barn
I'm
by a
gonna have to
candle
go
of shit
into.
burnt, and you had to just smell that shit. That's if you act
Let me
up.
ask you a question, BMT. So, are you pro-black?
No, hell no. Fuck no.
Hot sauce, are you pro-black?
I'm black. Nope, I'm not pro-black.
I'll never
Mobile, are you
Didn't we
pro-black?
talk about this already?
Every day of my
No,
life.
every other fucking episode. Goddamn. This is why I'm on
Every
these
day of my life.
This is why I'm on these
So
maps.
let me ask you a question. If you're not pro-black, hot sauce, why are you here?
Why are you
If
here?
you're not, because I am. If
I'm
you're
here
not,
because Joe pays me to be here. Why are you here?
I literally pay.
listen, a pro-black person.
What?
Yo, these niggas, dog. Listen, a pro-black person is a person.
These niggas are dumb. That was like these niggas are dumb. Okay, sis. All right, go ahead.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. That was some ignorant ass shit you just said. But go ahead.
You just said these niggas are dumb.
Let me just finish. So anyway, so a pro-black by definition is an ideology where black people are engaged in dialogue and conversation that empowers them. Why are you here?
What the fuck? Wait, show me that definition.
Why are you here? Now, by your logic, you stated that I'm a racist, which means that anything
I didn't say you were racist.
I didn't say you, ma'am. I didn't say you.
Okay.
So BMT, you stated that I'm a racist because I'm a racist. That everything that I say in regards to man, listen, my nigga, yo, bro, I can't. I'm not gonna keep. But you stated that I'm a racist. Therefore, anything that I say. Yo, I'm about to slide off because I can't. I'm not finna keep doing this.
Okay.
You know.
But I just want you to know that's not what pro-black means. See right there? Pro-black, a lifestyle that encourages the economic growth and development of a black people as a whole with a purpose of increasing the wealth and position
you
of
got
black
that
people
from
around the
somewhere
world.
else. Listen, but you can pull it up. Just type in pro-black in Google and it'll give you the definition. I mean, regardless. Right. But what I'm saying is that you stated that because I said I'm a racist, then that skews my perspective and my argument on behalf of black people when I mention anything regarding black and white people, which means that I'm going to already have a skewed perspective. You brought two so-called pro-black people on your panel. You're not pro-black, meaning you're not. But because the reason why I say so-called because I'm black, so therefore by natural definition I should be for my race. If you're a so-called black person and you're not for your people, you're a coon, a sellout, a mammy, and an Uncle Tom. Damn. But what I'm saying is you stated black and white. You stated that because I'm a racist person that my perspective is going to be skewed on the behalf of black people, which means that I'm not going to be fair, which is bullshit. And also contradictory because if you brought on two pro-black people, you were already going to be biased in this conversation anyway. So therefore, everything that you're saying is bullshit because you're not for black people.
Actually, I am.
Everything that you're saying is actually skewed to the opposite of black people.
Are you sure?
You just said you're not pro-black, but you brought two of us on here, so therefore you're not going to.
Hold on, wait. First off, did you donate? How much money did you donate to a black school?
I went to Howard.
No,
I gave them a lot of fucking money.
No. How much money this year have you donated to a black children's school?
I went to Howard.
Black children's school.
Education.
Oh, so you paid for your education. Jay Mobile, what have we been doing this whole summer?
We've been donating to schools,
single mothers,
books and such. Hold on, yards.
And also, I believe we've been trying to help abuse victims, and majority of these people were all black. All these people were all black.
They just happen to be black, but you're not pro-black.
They just happen to be black. No.
So if then that means
but
that
the focus was black people, but we're not. Got you.
Mind you, D. Derell.
Yes, sir.
How often have me and you and different other brothers have talked about black issues and solutions towards black issues? How often do we do that?
All the time.
All the time. I don't. The great Amari said something that you don't have to say you're pro-black. You just demonstrate through your actions of
right. But if a person
also
live it.
Also, Joe, your friend Jacob said he always says this. We can disagree as black people. You just don't have to be disagreeable.
Right. And I mean, the thing about it, I've hosted more panels of people of opposite position of what I am, a black, conservative, Christian, Republican. My panel is full of right now a feminist, a LGBT member, a polygamist, a millionaire, a goddamn fucking whole liberal, and a goddamn I don't even know what the fuck the other dude
Don't
is.
forget
I
about
think
the
he gonna blow
atheist.
up one day.
The atheist.
Well,
And the atheist.
well,
Mind
see,
you,
because you just went.
we mean what I say is a fallacy. Listen, I embody a mind of accepting every portion of the black community has a voice and that they have a right to speak on it. Whenever if D. Derell says BMT, I want to do a show, without question, I would go and support my brother. Even though he knows I'm not the most pro-black nigga, I'm not. But D. Derell knows BMT will show up and be right there in the fucking crowd and be cheering his black ass on. Because
basically, if you have a discussion with everyone that agrees with you, that's just an echo chamber. That's not really a
boring.
discussion.
But let me say this though. When I asked him,
So it sounds like Deity, you want an echo chamber.
no, what I'm saying, I don't like fraudulent people. And when I hear something that when I hear a loophole in your story, I'm gonna call it out. What I'm saying is that if I said, "Are you pro-black?" and then you went ahead and looked up the definition, you could have just easily said, "I don't have to be pro-black. I'm black, and therefore I'm for black."
No. Actually, the thing about it on BMT, whenever you say something, we have this mantra. Whenever you say something, and everybody of the manosphere knows it, even D. Derell, we tell people cite your source or tell us where you got it from. So that way, we real time actually go there.
Type in pro-black in Google without the
we did
space.
And actually, Uncle
And
Tom
it
was
says
actually
by definition is an ideology where black people are man, listen, it's on the internet. Anybody could look it up. So I mean, but what I'm saying is this: if you went ahead and looked up the definition and denounced that, and then want to turn around and say that you hold pro-black conversation, nigga, you're a fraud, yo. Who do you can't wordplay me?
Listen, some of the stuff you've been saying lately, sister, has not really, like you said, Uncle Tom Cabin, but you don't understand Uncle Tom's Cabin has actually been the profound
but you know
book.
That there are two different definitions of an Uncle Tom.
Yeah, I wonder what definition.
Uncle Tom also means a black man considered to be excessively obedient or servile to white people. So come on, yo.
So hang on. Uncle Tom means Uncle Tom, right?
Or a person regarded as betraying their culture or social allegiance, which means
which is interesting because the Uncle Tom character was actually the strong one.
Yeah, okay. Yes, but there are
because that definition itself is.
Yeah, that's.
I get what you're saying.
Come on,
but it's amazing that she skewed the character, and that's
but I wasn't talking about the character.
A lot of these
right?
pro-blacks. Now, hang on.
No, listen. No, look, stop, both of you. Shit. Jesus. Y'all been going in circles around the dumbest shit for the last 15 minutes. I really need to go to bed, so I'm going to address a few things before I go to bed, and then I'm going to get off. Okay, so Deity, before I go to bed, I looked up all the shit you were talking to me about, and guess what? None of it exists. It's all bullshit pseudoscience.
About what?
Okay.
About what?
About men. Would you shut the fuck up and let me talk? God damn, I listen to you ramble for 45 minutes. Now you listen to me.
Fucking Christ.
Fuck.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hold the fuck.
Go ahead.
Did you misgender me? Did you just misgender me? Say it again.
She did.
No, I said go ahead, man.
Continue on.
Go ahead, man. M-A-N, not M-A-M. Go ahead, Mobile. How about that?
Go.
Okay. Now, what you were saying the other day about if a man gets penetrated in his anus because it's not supposed to happen, according to you. I mean, I believe everybody has their own bodily
natural law. Go ahead.
Natural law.
Natural law. Can you cite me natural law? Can you give me an URL to go look up natural law? Because if you can, I'll look it up and we can agree.
Can a man get another man pregnant? Isn't the natural law procreation?
No.
Isn't the natural law procreation? He can't get you pregnant, therefore you and him fucking is not natural.
That's not
but it feels great. So it is natural.
Well, you're just
especially demonic. if did you just say demonic? Okay, no, that's like an atheist to go to hell. I don't believe in that shit.
No.
Oh my god! Wow.
I told you this.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard.
No, I didn't say
ever fucking heard.
I didn't say demonic, Mobile. Go ahead, sweetie.
No, we know she said demonic, but it's so cool. It's cool.
I'm joking with you, Mobile.
Oh, Jesus.
No, listen. You guys, chill. This is just what you
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead.
Anyway,
So I got a question.
what
Before
No,
we
go
what?
go,
ahead,
do
Mobu.
y'all
Let
believe
Go
white
Mobu
ahead.
supremacy is
talk.
too
Let
powerful
Mobu
for y'all?
talk. Let Mobu talk. Go ahead, Mobu.
Because I'm finna get off this thing. Because I gotta get the shower, go to bed, pack my lunch for tomorrow. It's a long day for an average working pansexual in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Good night, Mobile. I'm about to be right behind you.
I am going to have a whole stream about why people believe white supremacy is so
Mobu.
powerful.
So what I'm saying is that you found information stating that when I
that
said a
said, it's bullshit. It's false. There's nothing there.
well,
There's
it's nothing
no
where.
scientific research. There's no scientific research. There's no panels, not panels, but like papers, research papers, theses. Nothing
You
that
didn't find
supports what you
anything to
said.
prove or discount what I said, though, or
I didn't
discredit
find
it
anything to
either.
prove what you.
You
I
didn't
didn't
find
find anything
anything
to
to
prove what you
discredit it.
said.
You didn't find anything to discredit it either, correct?
Correct, because
Good night,
nobody. Look,
Bobo.
somebody did do it.
Good night.
Somebody did do a study. Hold on, because you're gonna listen to this shit. Because I actually looked this shit up all fucking day at work. Got drunk those on my phone. I did find something dealing with hormonal release in various situations versus males, homosexuals versus heterosexuals. Right? They determined that the hormonal release of both types was equal. So this whole concept of they get more estrogen when they have butt sex is bullshit,
But you just said you
and
didn't
that's all I
find
need to say.
Good night, Mobu.
I just,
So, no,
oh
no,
my
no,
god,
no.
you stupid cunt! Bah.
Now I got it. Here's the thing about it.
Now that's
So
that estrogen I'm talking about. He got more than me. Goddamn.
now, so I want to ask a question, D. Derell. With all the white supremacy talking points you talk about, what solutions do you bring up?
Solutions to fight white supremacy?
Yeah.
Okay. These are the solutions that I would do based on what I have seen and based on the way I have seen, as far as the way I grew up and as far as success that I have seen in regards to us fighting white supremacy that I have witnessed myself. Number one, the first thing we need to do, and these are simple things, but we would never do it. As a people, we would never do it. First thing we need to do as a whole, we need to give up Christianity. Number one. Number two, complete isolation from complete isolation from the majority culture, because believe it or not, they actually need us more than we need them. The reason why we're put in this position that we're in now, because they have stolen so much from us and have monetized from all of the many gifts and the many things that we have provided, the intellectual property and etc., that we have created through inventions, music, and all different types of things that are unspoken of. They have basically stolen it from us, either by force or through legal manipulation, and have monetized that to benefit themselves and put us in the poorhouse. Next thing, we need to quit allowing these people to educate our children. We need to take our children out of the public schools and basically educate these children ourselves and start practicing the last thing, but most important thing, we need to start practicing group economics.
Oh God.
Those are my solutions.
Okay.
But we won't do it. We won't do it because of self-hatred.
I'm not dealing with these niggas. Fuck that. I'm gonna put my dick in the mousetrap. They all sound interesting. I never understood why people always just include just only Christianity only, but not the other religions.
Oh no! Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm glad you stated it. I would include all religions in a sense.
I'm just saying, but you only say Christianity.
On the basis of us keeping religion as a personal thing and not allowing it to bridge into other forms of life. I mean, as far as other forms of other aspects of our life, such as education, economics, social, and so forth. I believe that the religion should be an in-house thing within families, within family culture, not necessarily throughout the community. It could be Islam, it could be Christianity, it could be Hinduism, ethnic, whatever type of tribal religions, and etc. It doesn't matter. But specifically, the use of Christianity, because Christianity was what was used to keep us in slavery in the first place.
That's okay. All right, that's fine. And I mean, like I said, because we know Islam in Africa definitely ain't doing black people no good.
Of course, I agree. I agree.
All right, so and Buddha's people, they don't like you if you're gay. Man, I don't think any religion likes gay people, really.
But they all practice it though.
Who?
All of the people that's within it practice it.
Yeah. Practice what?
Homosexuality. Christians practice white Catholics been raping, molesting little boys. They all practice it.
You know, that's crazy because in Africa, they're the biggest Catholics and Christians there.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Have you seen the churches?
That is not true.
Have you seen those churches?
Yeah, I've seen the churches, but Catholicism.
They believe. Let me tell you how giddy this was.
Fanatical about Catholicism than Africa.
No, Derell. Before you try, I know it's in your nature to try to, shuck and jive.
So you don't know, BMT. I'm not.
No. How do you fool some people to think that they brought somebody back from the dead? How does a black pastor fool a whole?
Now you're going off topic, but how is he chucking and jiving? How is he chucking and jiving?
No, hang on, Didi. How Derell? How do you fool somebody into thinking that everybody, was brought back? Like they had a guy pretend he was brought back from the dead.
I mean, what is that? Come on, yo.
BMT, really? We really
either they that stupid in that village where somehow you can make somebody think that we brought this nigga back from the dead.
Now you're chucking and jiving because your question was that, or your statement was that Africans are the biggest practice. They practice the most.
Wait. So that's not a practice?
You said they're the biggest.
They're not the biggest. Africans are not the biggest practicing the
practicing
biggest
racial group.
Okay.
Of Catholicism.
I really need y'all to one day. Oh, speaking of that, we have a travel agency. If you like to go see it real time for yourself, we can set you up on J&M's traveling passage. Traveling passage to paradise.
African people are not the biggest practicers of Catholicism or Christianity. That's a white man's religion.
You think everything the white man's religion, Deity. No offense. You think everything like that.
I mean, you live in their system, no?
Where do you live?
That's not what I asked you. I said you live in their system.
Yeah, I do. No, I gladly listen. I will gladly live in a.
I mean, it's common sense. If you live,
listen. I have no problem living in the white man system.
Right. So if you're acknowledging that you live in the white man system, why would it be far fetched that everything that we are doing is based off of their practices?
Okay, so what system do you live in?
Where am I? Come on now.
Okay, but I'm just saying. But I'm not gonna lie, man. For a while, it's like you make it seem like you are a slave.
How do I make it seem? Let me tell you something. Our descendant, anybody that's black that came here as a descendant of a slave is still practicing white racist slave owner religions and practices. Being a slave is actually in your mind, which you clearly are. But physically, we are behind enemy lines.
What enemy line? You're behind enemy lines? Really? What do you do to fight enemies? What do you do to fight the enemy?
We don't have a military backing. We don't. We as black people don't have a military backing.
You got going on. I ain't got nothing.
We're still black. So if a white cop kills you as a black man and it gets plastered all over TV, do you think people are just going to say it was a guy who killed another guy? No, race is going to be involved. Sorry, if you hate being black, go bleach your skin and perm your hair or relax it.
Oh no! See, that's the thing about a brother. I thought it was the Hispanics, but actually, I think they're
still white. They're still considered Caucasian.
631 million Christians in Africa. 631 Christians in Africa. Africa is the most Christian second to the Latin America. Yeah. Thank you, Deborah.
Well, I said it.
Well, no, I know, but I'm just saying I do apologize if I was wrong about that.
Oh, okay.
I guess they come second to the Latins. I was wrong about that.
If say Du Bois is wanting to say that not all of us were slaves, but I mean, if that's your real last name, motherfucker, that's an ancient French name, nigga. So that means you're a slave.
Now the thing about it is, you know, because y'all gotta understand, Deity's easily triggered. That's her. She's in her estrogen.
That means they're slave.
So now y'all gotta understand. Listen, it's just a talk. There's nothing too big. I'm used to Deity now, so this is normal for her. The thing about it is,
they'll get used to it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, as far as it goes about when it comes to white supremacy, y'all believe in that big boogeyman. If y'all do that, y'all go with that shit.
Until it no longer exists, then I won't believe it. But it continues to exist. So
listen. Okay, so have you? I mean, I'm not sure if you ever lived in the hood. You can go. You're gonna always, no matter where you go, you're gonna always be under some form of power. Right or wrong?
Power is not black power. That's what we're trying to accomplish.
You can go to
so
Africa.
Are you saying, but countries in Africa, they're ruled by black people, and they're not exactly utopias.
Those countries in Africa are controlled by Europe. They're not controlled by themselves.
Isn't Mugabe? Wasn't he a black man?
But Mugabe was a pawn of France, England. Come on.
Man, it's like we just don't get no wins.
Name me one resource that Uganda controlled out of their country.
I mean,
I don't know because it's after 11 o'clock and I have a headache.
They don't control any of those resources.
Jay, if you want to bounce, it's cool, babe.
No African country control their resources. It's all controlled by Europe. That's why Africa is split up in the way that it is split up.
Oh, I so forgot about that Nigeria.
So who is it Libya or Liberia? Who have they been fighting for the past 30 years?
Well, shit, they gonna be
fighting everybody.
They fight everybody. Explain.
But don't they fight other black people? Or
They shoot everything. Damn it, they black, white. They what don't they? Shit, I fought them motherfuckers.
Because I mean, haven't they been at war for like ever?
Somehow they still in the white people, but they shoot white people more than anything. But I guess so. They in their own world. Like I said, and said Mugabe fought Europe. He just became corrupt after he gained power. Thank you, Antigua. So
I got a question for Hot Sauce.
But I mean, that wasn't my question. I see. I'm not disagreeing with you, Anti-Gravity. I'm just making a point because he said black people don't. I guess Africans or whatever don't run anything anywhere. That's the point I was getting at.
Africans don't control any of the natural resources in Africa. If Africans controlled the resources, those countries would be the richest countries in the world. They don't control. That's the reason why we live the lifestyle we live. You think the resources and everything that we have in the United States was homegrown? That stuff come from Africa. We wouldn't have cell phones if it wouldn't be from Africa.
Where are the most black billionaires at?
Where are the most black billionaires?
Africa.
Yeah, Africa.
Okay, but they also have the most poorest black people too. So what difference does that make?
The majority of the country is black. So what do you expect? You're kind of like you're gonna have. That's kind of like where's the most billionaire white people at? You're gonna have
more billionaires doesn't mean more wealth if the collective is poor.
No, you're gonna always have the rich and the poor. I don't know why you think there's a collective in Africa where the billionaires, like literally, some of the billionaires own fucking diamond mines and all kind of shit, and they don't give a fuck for their country.
Again,
oil,
brother, they can own what they want, but if European powers can come in there and poke holes in the ground, and get what they want, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure if y'all know how money works. Money, when you
know how money works.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, so there are black billionaires in the United States of America, but those black billionaires do not. They are not the projector of all black people.
That is so true.
Or our
black people, they don't project me.
More white supremacy than anything.
Now, I got a question. Was Robert Smith projecting white supremacy when he paid off those black families' loans? When he was paying off those black boys, and then
isn't Robert Smith dating a white woman?
Why does that matter?
So yes, he is projecting white supremacy. On a large screen because his woman is white. What are you
wait. You're saying he projecting white supremacy?
Yeah, but hold on.
Woo. Hey, does Serena do the same thing?
But BMT.
And Tyler Perry.
BMT.
Damn.
Who was Tyler Perry? Who was Tyler Perry with? A white woman?
No.
I don't know who he's with, but he gives black people jobs. He runs a black studio. He gives black
But we
people
were talking about
jobs.
people that were projecting white supremacy. But go ahead, BMT.
Most of Smith employees are white. They're not black. So instead of you trying to pay off their loans, which is great, but what about employers?
Giving them jobs. Right.
When they have to come in, when they have to come, see, that's the thing about I never stood about black people. If you don't come to my goddamn area where I work at, then whose fault is that?
How do you know that they're not coming there?
I mean, shit. I mean,
how do you know they didn't do that?
He does have it where it's a non-paid internship where you can come in there and you work under there.
Yeah, but he's hiring white folks.
So
if I'm said Miss Business Owner and I have one position open and a black person and a white person walk into the door. Yeah, train leaves New York and LA at this. But yeah, a black person and a white person walks in, and let's just say by happenstance that the white person is more qualified for the job. Am I supposed to give the job to the black person?
Let me answer that question. Let me answer that question.
How fucked up they are, and they can smell like shit.
Let me answer that question. That's situational. That's your personal opinion. However, when you're talking about a bunch of people being a specific race and you're black and they're white, that's completely different. That means you had multiple chances to hire somebody black somewhere. That's different.
I've been through that situation as a business owner. I have over 15 employees. I've had situations in which I did hire a less qualified black person that was adequate enough to do the job because I wanted to give him a chance. Yes, I've done that.
However, to do that is your personal. That's your personal discretion.
That's your personal. Now, the majority of the people that actually come into those type of software development, and I've read up on his paperwork. And the paperwork is very interesting because Robert Smith has been doing it for a while. Actually, a lot of them type of software patented people, they took realistically that a lot of black people don't jump in there. Like, mind you, a lot of black people don't come into those type of fields.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, let's look at it.
Let me ask you this.
No. I listened to some of y'all niggas on some crazy shit.
Okay,
literally, the youngest person in Wall Street is a black female.
That's one. That's one amongst millions.
No. Do you know what's funny? She said that black young women don't be trying to get.
She's biracial at that.
She's biracial. She's black.
She's biracial.
She's black. No, I'm sorry. She's black. Nice try. She's a black woman. And she literally said out her own mouth, black women don't be trying to get into
Wall Street. Biracial people call themselves black, but that's
oh my God, man. Y'all do anything to discredit a black person. Goddamn, dude. Black supremacy out of that, dude.
We're looking at percentages, brother. We're not looking at
no. But you're just literally brought up. Well,
so by your logic, BMT, you're basically acting as though black people just do not have the brain power to get into these positions, since you're stating that black people are not the ones that actually go into these types of job fields. Are you saying that we just don't have the mental capacity to do the job, or is that because that's what you sound like, a white supremacist right now?
Coming from you, it kind of just deflects because you just say anything.
See, you're against black people.
So the thing about it is, but I'm not gonna do the mute game on people. But I am going to tell you that when it comes to the field that I walk in, I can say I run my own shit more than majority of people do on YouTube. And the thing about it, I could definitely tell you that one, for the first part, a lot of black people, when it comes to success, when you start doing it, they understand that they're going to travel by themselves. I have watched as me and Jay and MOT have talked about buying property and running your own community out there in the Midwest. And Jay, what did they do to that video? What did black people do to that video?
Disliked it, reported it,
and had it shut down.
What did you say this?
Had it shut down. A video.
This is about 3 or 4 months ago.
Telling black people how to buy a whole property.
You sure that it was black people that got it shut down?
Oh yeah, it was.
How do you know? Black men specifically.
Black men shut it down.
So you can see you can actually see the algorithm.
We knew it was. Yes.
No, I'm asking you. So you can see the algorithm of who got your video shut down?
Yes. It literally. When you actually have a professional data analyst, shout out to Demont. you know who you are, brother. You know what I'm saying? They can actually look deep into the people that come into your videos, and I know you niggas like to fuck with my shit, and they literally will tell you that these people or this group of people are attacking, or
and it will give you the names of those people or their screen names.
Actually, yeah. Well, they don't give you screen names. They actually tell you the group, the ethnicity group of people that watch you.
This guy.
No. I mean, you literally. I mean, Derell, do you have a YouTube analyst for you?
Yes, it can tell you all that, but BMT,
thank you. I know Deity wouldn't believe me. You know, of course she don't make content like how we do. So
but do you think that? But listen, but when you're talking about helping Black people, you think that those analysis or whatever, you think that's accurate? Oh, okay.
Yo, I literally have talked about sexual abuse in the Black community, and I had Black people for so long call me gay because I talked about Black
and a pedophile. Don't forget,
and pedophile.
Well, why would they call you gay and a pedophile? Because I mean, for somebody to call you that, you had to have shown something. So why did they call you gay and a pedophile?
Because he was sexually abused as a child. I don't
know. Yeah, but brother, BMT. Now I've been saying this, brother, and I'm gonna say this as a therapist, and so to speak. And I know that, and I even did a show in which I talked to you about. I felt, and I understand it is your story, and you have the right to tell your story. But I personally, as a therapist, would not. I would not encourage anybody to tell their story on YouTube because of the fact that when you tell your story, there are people for whatever reasons don't like you or don't like your platform or don't want to deal with the issues that they have. And so they will come out and say ugly things and say ignorant things like that. That's just as a therapist speaking. Okay, but you have the right to do that.
You're right.
But I would encourage people not to do that. I don't think this is the environment nor the right platform to give that type of personal information because you can have negative clapback from ignorant people not understanding what you went through.
Now, see that's fine. That's fine. I get what you're trying to say on that.
Yeah.
One. But see, in that the beauty of all the men and women and children that I have helped more than that me and Jay and different people that are of BMT or that are signed under me or work for me, our community or our group that I can say, we literally have helped more men, women, and children get homes, get out of abusive homes, get all kinds of things done because of we're not afraid to talk and go into the spaces that a lot of people don't talk about. I have young people asking me about business, infrastructure, property management. I bring on people and lawyers and different stuff to do these things. So I understand that, hey, I will have to be that sacrificial lamb because a lot of motherfuckers like to come on here and talk that good Black talk. But see, when it comes to them talking about a marital household, or it's easy to say it's that Black bitch's fault, or that ain't shit nigga's fault, or it's the white man's fault. But see, nobody will actually give you a solution how to fix that. But see, me and Jay and Mobu, if they don't want to call him the pansexual, and Healthy and Charity and shit, a whole sloth of us, there's too many of us now. Literally, we will cover those topics. I put on more YouTubers and make sure that their channels grow because I rather help them make money and also become successful. But I understand that dealing with Black people, you're going to deal with ignorance. I'm not going to say I ain't going to deal with the white people because we've had some racist white people who try to call in on our show and shit, but we still do call in. But the thing about it is I don't regret what I did because I understand there's going to be ignorance. Shout out to Anti-Gravity. Anti-Gravity wanted me to speak for his business, and mind you, I still do, for CBD oils and lotions and candy and treatment. I didn't mind doing it. I didn't mind boosting up his business. The thing about it is I go hard for my people, and I go hard for people that need the help or they need the information. People are going to judge me regardless, whether damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind doing it. I build houses for people, not on Section 8, but for houses for people to get out of these systems to go get jobs. I sit down with feminists and literally talk about programs to help them with healthcare and stuff for them so that way they can get proper treatment and cleaning and over Planned Parenthood. These kind of things that Black people don't want to talk about, I do talk about. I understand it's going to be a lonely road, but I got the people that buck with me and actually walk with me. I'm not judgmental. I'm not really judgmental on shit, but I do know there's a big extreme. Not to say I'm not oblivious to white supremacy, but I know there is a mechanic of the system. I used to work for the government. However, the thing about it is things only have power on you if you give it that type of power. You are a business owner, such as Deity. Jay is a high distinguished insurance broker. This woman can literally
Well, damn, thank you.
Shit, listen, girl. Listen, when I need the shit done for our damn shit, I got nothing but top grade A people working on BMT. I don't hire broke ass niggas. I hire grade A people. But the thing about it is you got to pay to see a kingdom built. Now, we run 4 channels, 2 podcasts, and a fucking whole goddamn website. And also we got our travel agency and some other shit going on. All this sparked from 1 year on fucking YouTube. I did
John,
this.
let's slide off because it's past my bedtime.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. I love you, Jay. Now, the thing about it is, I'm gonna keep on backing you, brother, regardless of whatever we got difference in. But you know, I'm your boy. I'm gonna always fuck with you because I know you have a message, you have a place. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has stuff that they have to go through, man. You know, anti-gravity. Do you need help on SEO, SB? I run a Black men's congregation. I'm not sure if you're part of that. If you are a Black man and you want to be part of the Black men's congregation, which is for Black men only, on self-improvement, business, financial literacy, self-development, as well as education, as well as knowledge on different stuff about women, men, and also treatment. We have that. That is a Black men's only page for black men. I provide all of that shit, and I know I'm one of the youngest brothers in the manosphere that do all this stuff. I don't even ask my people for money unless we need it for people. So some people have to say what their stance is. I believe in showing because the name of the pro-black has been so driven through the mud. I got no beef with what you want to walk in, but I believe in your actions are more stronger than your words. You know, telling me about white people and their devil shit. Young black people don't give a fuck about that anymore. What these brothers in this chat want to know, Derell, you are a business owner and you have a degree. Tell me how to get to your level. Tell me how to get your type of power. If I get your power, I can combat it just like you can. Don't just tell me about the woes of the world because shit, I deal with that with niggas and white people already. Same thing for Deity. That's my squash of beef I have with black people when all they do is talk about victim shit. Because
let me respond to that.
Go ahead, Ben. I'm about to end it up. Go ahead.
I think that it's disingenuous and it does an injustice to teach people, black people, young black people, to just get a degree and then that's going to end all of your woes when you're not giving them the tools to combat any type of discriminatory behavior that they're going to face on that journey. Because just because you have a degree, just because you get a decent job or a job period, does not take away nor does it combat white supremacy and the things that you as a black person are going to be subjected under because of the fact that you are black. You being a black man, you should have seen that in the military, right? So, because that's another form of some black people wanting to succeed is going to the military. So it's not that young black people don't want to hear these things. It's just that the older black people are just not speaking about these things and either not telling them because they are ignorant themselves to white supremacy and think just because they're living in a home, even if they're on Section 8 or even if they are, getting food stamps, at least their refrigerator is full. They're not thinking about white supremacy. These people are trying to get by. So it does an injustice if you don't tell a young black person about the woes of the system so that they can combat the system when they happen to face those woes within the system. Just because you got a degree doesn't mean that if you go to work, you won't lose your job because you might have a racist boss. How do you combat that is you let a person know that these things exist so that they know how to combat those things along the way. They make a plan to combat it, not just to put money in their pocket.
Well, when it comes to that, and I had a brother who told me that he got a job at a firm and that he was dealing with some hostility, and literally a boss or somebody made a statement. He felt some type of way about it, and literally they were trying to push him. They were trying to push him out. He got a lawyer because he already contacted him. He said, he said, BMT, what up, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say his stuff. I said, lawyer up. And I said,
let me tell you this.
And
Let me tell you this, and I'm going to go. But a lot of.
Are you talking off of legal?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just going to say.
My thing is breaking up. I can barely hear you.
Okay, but I listen. I'm talking on some legal stuff now. So
all right, go ahead.
I'm not going off of film. I'm going off legal stuff. The minute that they came at him, he already had a lawyer, and literally he said, listen, what y'all doing to me with the hazing, with the talk, with the kind of talk, and I've already got it recorded. Yeah, guess what? That man became the manager. That man, they can't touch him. That man is working. That man is busting his ass, and he's now making close to 6 figures. And you want to know what? He's only 35 years old.
But there are a lot of black people. There are a lot of black people that face discrimination, and they don't get. You know, there's the EEOC. That doesn't mean that your case is going to be heard. Let me tell you something. The problem with black people is jealousy.
How you know? Have you ever done that?
I've worked in multiple jobs. Listen,
no. I'm saying, have you done that? I'm saying, do you have the experience in that, Deity?
Have I worked in a job and went to?
No. Have you ever taken and done a lawsuit? Because mind you, and the people in the chat can tell you that on BMT we do have lawyer nights where me and a legal lawyer, we literally go over cases, because that's another thing that I do.
Well, let me say,
break it down. See, I do these things.
You're talking about anomaly cases, and the majority cases don't go like that. But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. The bottom line is you have black people that are jealous. You got black people that are jealous of another person's intellect. And so what they'll do is they'll try to find ways to knock that person, your own race now. They'll try to find ways to knock your credibility or to knock you in some kind of way, because they can't deal with you being who you are. They can't deal with it. So they have to find something, even if it ain't real. They'll make up something. But this is a part of the black community. Everybody wants to be on top. We have an issue with that. We have an issue with a person having something that is not often acquired amongst our racial group. White people don't have a problem with passing the power. White people don't have a problem with listening to an intelligent black person speak or anything. Other black people do not like that. I'll give you an example. This is just an example. It could be 3-4 black people in the room. Another motherfucker might walk out, and these 3 motherfuckers might gossip about this person and find a problem with this person, which what that does is it creates a chink in the armor. Instead of coming together and rising up, even in our differences, we'll find a negative or even a made up negative, because there's an envy of a person having what we think we don't have. Black people are just jealous in this system of their own people. And
wait. So you're saying black people are just jealous. Now, the thing about it is
the system.
Now, wait, why does it got to just be the system? Because I know black people in the hood that literally, if you go walk down the street with a doggone jacket, and they ain't got it.
That's the system. I'm saying
that's not a system. That's just plain jealousy. That's not a system.
We're in a system, yo. We're in a system.
No, wait. Have you ever lived in the hood?
Man, listen.
No. Keyword. Have you ever lived in the hood?
I'm not answering that question. I'm saying
you never lived in the hood.
This is a system. So again,
you're saying
you are off code. You can't be trusted. That's
wait. Hold up. So my baby mama, who at one time was carrying my child, she got shot in the gut.
That's your. Listen, what I'm saying is.
So was she off code
for getting shot in the gut?
Yeah, with my unborn child, was she off code?
BMT, do you seek a therapist? Because if you don't, I would advise you to do so.
Actually, I go to the VA, thank you, and I do talk to a therapist.
Right, but see, a lot of the times, because those people are getting paid by the government, not by you personally, they don't really do what they need to do. And is your therapist white or black?
That's a black woman. I guess she sucks.
Because you suffer from.
I mean, shit. She's a black woman. She's a black woman with a master's. Shit, I guess she
Well,
sucks.
no, you suffer from
Now, if
serious.
you got a therapist from the VA, she got to be legit. The VA don't let anybody do
No,
anything.
I'm not saying that a person.
I'm about to say, I mean,
No.
a master's
Listen,
and a
yo,
therapist.
listen. Come on, my nigga. You could
30
be
years in the game. I mean, shit.
you people. Listen, you could have a master's degree and still be horrible at your fucking job.
I mean, do you have a master's?
You could have a master's degree and be horrible at your fucking job.
Right, not at the VA, buddy.
You can have a master's degree, and because all what you're doing is you're regurgitating something that you learned.
You got to go before a board. You got to go before a board multiple
You're
times.
regurgitating something that you learned.
For the VA?
Let me speak on that.
Let the person who actually does therapy.
I do provide VA services, but let me just say this.
And my sister works at the VA.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
And hires the therapist. Go ahead.
In the VA, I'm gonna say this. As a therapist, not everybody is fit to work in every different setting. Some people are even though they may be good as far as from a therapeutic standpoint, their skill set may not be best fit for a particular environment. So it all depends. There are some people who are very dependent on whether internship or how they were trained. They would be good in a variety of different settings.
Okay.
Now, but then they got some therapists that if they were trained in certain areas, they may not be good in a VA setting. They may be good in a partial hospital setting or outpatient or private practice. So it all
depends. Let me say this.
She has her own private practice in
BMT. Your disconnect and your
you don't know that you're shit out the side of your neck now.
Your disconnect and your sarcasm in regards to the black community comes from pain. So that's a reality. You don't need to go to a therapist. I mean, anybody that's clear can see that. That comes from pain. You're not addressing your actual problems. Instead, you're being dismissive of it, and you're being dismissive of other black people or people that resemble you in certain ways because of your own problems within yourself. That's the reality.
She was. Now, the thing about it is that the difference between me and you, Deity, is that I actually have trial by error experience versus you just talk from what you think you know.
No, this is first.
No. I got a question. Did your father sell dope? Heroin? No. Okay, mine did. Do you know about child being marketed through prostitution in a pipeline?
No.
I do. Do you know how to properly help a child get emancipated?
Listen.
Do you know how to do that?
No, I'm not answering no more of these questions.
So wait. So I have way more experience than you with helping people on ground level of getting their life on track, or helping them get a business, or learning how to actually get skill sets in Job Corps and different other things. You do not. So when you try to step to me, it's like the apprentice is stepping towards an already master builder. And it's like, how do we even match or even sit at the same table? Because when somebody comes to me and talks to me about heroin, I can sit down with them and talk with them because I can empathize and understand their pain. Indeed,
you don't have to go through those experiences and all.
No, you don't. No, but see, the thing about it is you don't have to. But for the fact that I seen it, dealt with it, smelt it, and walked with it, I understand all that stuff. How many of y'all ever had to carry a gun going to work?
Again, what does that have to do?
But wait. See, out here on the YouTube streets, when we talk about black experience, my experience versus your experience, honestly, they would rather listen to me before they come to you.
Well, because people want to hear drama.
No. They actually want
to hear struggle. No,
wait. But you just told me I'm a sellout. You told me I'm disconnected.
Complaining and being a solution, because you said a story. Complaining and talking about a solution are two different things. One thing that I do is I address the problem, but I also talk about solutions. You don't. All you do is just knock the black community.
So I don't talk about solutions. Hang on. I'm glad you said that one because
when in our conversations, no, you have not. I can only.
But you only thing you do is insinuate. You don't really know much about me. That's why Derell's been kind of quiet on some of these things because you don't know my resume. I don't give a fuck what
Derell is quiet.
I mean, but I'm just saying.
I'm not going to placate to you.
But you don't know much of shit. I mean,
but you have emotional problems.
Emotional problems. You know, the thing about it that I do have, and I mean, honestly, because if Derell's talking about the white supremacy
You keep
and how it
talking
affects
about
black people.
Derell can talk for
So,
himself.
no. But I mean, but Derell, wouldn't the black community have emotional problems right now?
Say what now?
Again?
Does the black community not have emotional problems right now?
Yeah, but the difference is
No. You just made a comment. I'm asking the therapist. Derell, does the black community not have emotional problems right now?
Yes, in our community there is a great deal of emotional pain. Yes.
And should those things not be, I mean, you've been going on O'Shea's panel and you've been talking about those things. Should those things not be addressed?
Yes, they should be. That's why I have a channel to talk about
That's
it.
what we're doing.
No. You ain't doing that shit, nigga. You don't even know what the fuck that this stuff we even going at. Because literally, I just talked about a confession. I just literally talked about confession of how a mother happily talked about killing herself. I literally talked about my battle against suicide, trying to prove that you're black credibility. I do stuff with my wife. Literally talk about the black. So literally, I have been doing nothing but talking about different mental stuff.
To yourself.
I'm a detriment to myself.
You're suicidal, which already means you're a detriment to yourself.
Wait. How do you know I'm suicidal?
You just said it.
When did I say I'm suicidal?
You're bipolar and you need help.
I'm bipolar. Are you just making this shit up?
That's your help, and you need to talk to Derell.
Are you making things up?
Who don't know you, who ain't gonna just try to be your friend.
Are you making things up, lady? Are you making things up? I mean, you're more bipolar than us.
You just I'm not bipolar at all.
What's going on, SKC?
Hey, what's going on, BMT?
Hey, listen, I've been told I am suicidal, bipolar.
You said it though.
And literally,
Derell, did he not say it?
I thought he said something about it, but I don't.
I'm suicidal. I could have sworn I talked about it.
You may have been. I don't know. I don't know BMT.
Nah.
Psychosexual history.
You said it though.
I thought I heard suicide. He may have said something.
I talked about my battle as a veteran. I talked about my battle against suicide and other veterans.
So
yeah, I don't think you're currently suicidal. Is what I'm saying. You're not currently suicidal.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What's going on, Supreme King Kun?
What's going on?
I'm hearing a lot about white supremacy is the architect of why we're being destroyed right now for black people.
Yeah, I actually believe in that as well. I believe that there is a white supremacy that is has taken hold of the entire world. And if we're going by that logic, which I go by, but since we're going by this logic, let's follow it out completely. So, Deity, when did white supremacy begin?
In regards to what?
In regards to us.
In regards to black people?
During slavery.
Okay.
Now, white supremacy was before slavery.
Hang on, Derell. Let her just talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
in regards to us, was during slavery.
So about how many years has that been in action now?
I mean, it was in the 1800s, a long time ago.
Yeah, so
400, 500 probably years.
All right, so let's just go with a good round number, 500 years.
Okay,
so
1800.
So 500 years. Okay, so going by that logic, 500 years of white supremacy.
Now, I do want to ask you this: when you say white supremacy was like an 1800 thing, because that's an ideology, but now our actual physical enslavement, I mean, it goes with that, but it's a little bit differently because Africa was colonized with white supremacy, but they were not technically enslaved.
Okay, so let's
are you asking about white supremacy as far as the ideology or us being enslaved physically?
I would say either one. They kind of merge together, right? You can't have one without the other one, right?
Yeah, you can't.
So we'll go with 500 years. So 500 years, one game plan.
Or 1619.
So 500 years, the same game plan, and we have ultra smart black people today, and we still can't get over it. You can't defeat it. So, in biological
Well, no, what
standpoint,
I want to say is you're actually incorrect. So slavery and the indoctrination of white supremacy did not start around the same time. The indoctrination of white supremacy started when the slaves were beginning to be free. But I mean, 1600s is when slavery actually, around in the 1600s or somewhere around. So that's 500 years or whatever. But the 1600s is when slavery started. The indoctrination of white supremacy started in the 1800s.
right? I was just merging them together because, like you said, you can't have one without the other.
But you can, because I just said that they started in two different decades.
Okay,
two different time periods.
The
so
ideology started before it was implemented.
okay, but either way,
Okay.
but either way, these white people came up with this, right?
Okay.
All right, so 500 years. That's half of a millennia. so 500 years it hasn't been defeated, right?
White supremacy, no.
Okay, so logically speaking, it makes sense to be a coon then, right?
No.
Why not?
I'm gonna tell you that number one, white supremacy has suffered losses. It has.
Okay, but it still reigns supreme, though, right?
It reigns supreme.
It's in the word. The actual description of it is supremacy.
Wait, but then let me ask you. Wait a minute. By your own logic, hold on, let me say this real, Derell. You stated, okay, so we're just saying 500 years. Hell, I could say 300 years. We could say even 200 years that white supremacy was actually indoctrinated within our community, correct? Now, if you're taking a human being that have been indoctrinated over that long period of time, these groups of people, these people may not be white on their outer appearance, but they've been indoctrinated over this long period of time to keep white supremacy going. How would you expect that these people out of just nowhere would just remove themselves from that ideology when they've been indoctrinated for the course of the 500 years?
I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't or anything. I'm actually saying that they're not gifted enough to do it.
If they've been indoctrinated for over 500 years, so for real, King?
Brother, are you saying that we're inferior?
We're just stating the
because if you're saying that we're inferior people.
Well, no, that's what the definition of white supremacy is.
Yes,
what?
but you're saying,
what's the definition of it?
If a team has been losing for 500 straight years and still hasn't been able to beat the game plan, then
but here's the thing, though. Didn't I just say that they came over as slaves first before the white supremacy was indoctrinated? They were already beaten down.
Then they lost.
But look what happened to them. I mean, are you serious?
A loss is a loss.
Well, I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Are you a coon? Are you? So you're pro white supremacy and against your people, correct?
For the points of this argument, yes.
Okay, well then
I'm gonna say this. I want to.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I got fucking money, so I don't give a fuck about niggas. So
I'm gonna say this, brother.
Why would I continue? Why would I continue to fight for the losing side?
Because the winning side isn't for you.
Okay, but on this other side, as a coon,
losers I'm
winning individually.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Individualistic behavior cannot destroy white supremacy.
In what regard? You're winning in what regard? Because if you're a coon, then that means that you're broken. So you ain't won, you're just defeated. Next.
Okay, so
ain't you defeated too, nigga?
So we're both defeated,
where the hell is he at?
I can't hear you. He was over talking you. Go ahead.
We're both defeated, right?
No, you have a defeated mind. I don't. Because you just said if by that logic, then you would not be a self-proclaimed coon. We would just be on the same team.
Okay, so this is what I'm asking you though. On your team, is your team winning?
Right now, we're not winning.
Okay. Just hold on.
Go ahead, man. She got so quiet.
Okay,
that
No,
was
because I'm thinking about the answer.
Wait a minute.
ain't nothing to think about, nigga.
Derell, just a moment. And I really want to hear your answer because I asked the question, is your team winning? Okay, and this is my next question.
Mentally, yes.
What?
Okay, but I'm talking about
Systematically, none of us are because we are winning. We're losing by default of our skin, regardless of our mind.
There's that.
okay.
Go ahead.
When has your team ever won?
Black Wall Street.
So that you call that a victory?
That was segregation, nigga. That ain't no man.
Black Wall Street was a win, and then it got defeated. So that was a win.
That was a win. That was segregation. Literally, that was the niggas depending on black people, and the black people were building shit, and the niggas just tagged along. That wasn't like we were wanted to work together. That was force.
No, that was not
force.
You guys don't know. Oh, don't worry. There's still survivors where I'm at that literally can tell you that.
Derell, was that force? Go ahead.
Do you agree, Derell?
Go ahead.
Do you agree with that?
That Black Wall Street was forced?
No,
that was a win.
Yeah, that was a win.
Absolutely.
There were many wins.
Okay, so you believe that Black Wall Street.
Let me give you examples.
What defeated what you all call white supremacy?
I believe that the Haitian Revolution defeated white supremacy.
Oh, I thought you was ADOS. How you claim the Haitian Revolution?
Hold on, wait. Let me finish.
He is ADOS by way of being born in America. Come on.
Haitian
I believe that at the same time the civil rights movement occurred and the African countries were getting their independence from European nations was a win. Okay. I believe that each time that we have chipped away from all the different laws and different things that have kept us in a position of being submissive and not being able to obtain the things that we do as a people is a win.
Well, let me ask. Go ahead.
Have we obtained? Did we? I'm gonna say this. Did we continue to strengthen the momentum after the 60s? I would say no. We failed to do that. However, white supremacy is not as strong as it was 100, 200 years ago as it is today. Because as other countries now, because when we talk about white supremacy, we're just not talking about black people. We're talking about throughout the whole world. If white supremacy was as strong as it says it was, there would be no China to challenge white supremacy.
Well, this is my question.
Hold on, Supreme. Why didn't you tell that Haiti had to pay back Haiti had to pay back France?
You say what?
Why did you bring about Haiti had to pay back France?
Haiti had to pay back France. Yes, they did, but they still. But the thing about it is, hold on. That was a question of mismanagement as far as from the political standpoint, but militarily, the France lost. So if France wouldn't have lost, we wouldn't have the West. We wouldn't have the Midwest to the west coast of the United States. So for France, that was a very big loss because they gave up half of the central part of North America and sold it for pennies on the dollar to the United States. So that was a big loss. Haiti was the breadbasket to France in the mainland of North America. Without Haiti, they couldn't afford to feed the French territory that made up Louisiana all the way westward to Wyoming and Iowa and so to speak. So yes, that was a big loss for France. Yes, Haiti did have to pay reparations, but at the same time, France, even though they paid back reparations, it didn't make up for the losses that they endured, being that they had to leave North America and so forth. So yes, that was a win.
So wait, so you win a war, but you have to pay France so that way they won't come back and blow your ass up.
No, that's not what they did.
I'm saying we went over that in military 101.
You wanted to mix up military wise with politics.
That is politics. You paid reparations. How was that a win? Like Supreme Cancun, does the winner pay the loser reparations?
I'm gonna tell you that was a win because Haiti was no longer under French control as it existed. That was a win.
French,
huh?
They speak French over there.
Yes, because at the time that was the language that they were indoctrinated to speak. But they were no longer under French control.
Well, BMT. Even if I understand your argument, and I actually agree with it. But for the sake of this conversation, go ahead and just concede the victory because at the end of it, the end result says more.
That's like saying a kid failed their class, but they get passed on to the next grade. Even though we know that they failed.
Let me ask you a question. You're under the guise of white supremacy, and not only are you under it, but you follow the mantra of it. So that means that you don't like being black, correct? You don't like dark skin, you don't like brown skin, you don't like any melanated skin tone, correct?
Why do you say that?
You said you're a coon and you're for white supremacy. You follow that side of things, and they don't care for people with dark skin. And when I say dark, I don't mean in the actual sense in our definition of dark. I'm saying anybody that is so-called black. You don't like a person with any melanin, correct?
No, that's not my argument at all.
Yeah. Okay, so do you like coarse hair?
What do you mean like? I'm not understanding.
Do you like coarse hair? Meaning, do you prefer coarse hair or do you prefer straight hair?
You asking his preference? What the fuck? Like what? Like, do you hear something?
Just answer the question. Go ahead.
To answer your question, Deity, when I wake up and I go throughout my day, I do not think about coarse or straight hair.
Do you like that you're a black man?
Oh God.
This is because in this system, and you're on the other side, you being who you are genetically is not beneficial. So do you like being a black man, or do you do everything that you can to look less black?
No, I am what I am.
Do you like it though? Or do you just deal with it?
What do you mean?
Do you bask in your blackness, or do you just deal with it? Because if you have a coon mindset, then that means that you can't like being who you are genetically.
Oh God, her question be
no, I like who I am as a human.
Do you like being black, a so-called black person?
Deity, you got one more dumb question.
BMT, man, chill out. Let me just answer the question. Come on now.
I'm a human being.
Right. Do you like being a black human being?
I have no problem with being a black human being.
Do you deal with white women intimately?
What do you mean?
Do you deal with white women intimately?
Well, I have to ask your question. I have to ask you a question on this, because on the pro-black B1 side of things, there's a vast difference in viewpoints on.
Well, do you deal with do you deal with them private and personally? Like, do you deal with them in a way of sexually? Do you deal with them as far as romantically? Do you deal with them in that way?
Well, I'm a married man now.
Is your wife white?
Well, it depends on what you would call white.
Is she Caucasian?
Is she black then?
No, she is not.
Is she Caucasian? Oh, so she's not. No. She's not so-called black or so-called African descent person.
No.
Okay, well.
So you dated a woman outside of your race, but you want to talk about black issues?
Yeah, you got to go.
Okay, that's an interesting subject.
Listen, this is what pro-blacks. This is how pro-blacks think, man. I'm telling you.
Now,
that's why they don't get reparations, bro.
You're acting like Phil of the Advise right now, where you don't want to. If you're a person that says that your wife is something, just say what she is.
You know, it's crazy. More black women.
Why be embarrassed of that?
I find that very interesting, because more black women follow Phil of the Advise show, and he's not married to a black woman.
What I'm saying is, why you should be proud.
So to answer. Right. To answer your questions, my wife is a human being.
I asked. We know your wife is a human being.
Don't even feed into it. Don't even feed into it.
Animal.
No, don't even feed into it. But if she ain't black, if she's not black, she would technically be an animal, because she would have Neanderthal DNA. So let me ask you
based upon what study?
We don't even know what race she is, but if she's not if she has stringy hair, then she would be a Neanderthal.
If that was the case,
Negro studies 101.
Let's talk about the science. If that was the case, if other human beings, as you all call them, were some type of other species, then we would not be able to procreate and have
No, sir,
children.
listen. So the proportion of the Neanderthal DNA
God.
gene material is about 1 to 4%, and it is found in all non-so-called African populated people.
And
Didi,
we
where'd
would-
you pull that bullshit from?
and
Where'd
it
you get
is
that from, Didi?
Let me say this, and it is
and it's
suggested that 20% of the Neanderthal DNA survived in modern humans, notably expressed in their skin,
Didi,
hair, and diseases
bullshit
of
up,
the
man.
modern people.
Didi,
Right?
where you get this
And
shit
so
from, man?
one of those things in which that is expressed is their hair, which is straight.
Okay.
Their
And your
skin, which
and your
is
and your
pale.
point and your point is
You
black
ask
people
me,
are
how
white,
can you
black or not.
determine if a
That's
person?
to me
You
is a simple
Don't
question.
feel bad, Sprinkin' Coon. Black people are monkeys.
You
So
asked
shit,
me,
we ain't
how
too
can
far.
you determine if a person is a Neanderthal? I gave you that. So if she
no
is a
no no
not
no 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 no
so-called
no no no. I
say
did
that.
that was
If
that was
that is
not my
not what
that
she
was not my
is, then
question.
that was your question. If she
That
is
was
not a
not my
black person,
question.
she is a
My
Neanderthal.
my question was if these people, as you all call it, are of a different species,
So you called it a person.
how can we procreate?
Because we monkeys. Because black people are monkeys. So.
You cannot put a cat with a dog and come out with a cat dog. It will never happen. You will not put a giraffe with a lion and come out with some type of hybrid. It does not happen because you cannot cross within species. That's just science.
Right,
See,
but you
brother,
know what
yeah,
a
hold on.
Neanderthal
Let me answer this
I told
question.
you black people are monkeys, so that's why we can do this shit.
Brother, I understand. Yes, we are of the same species, but the problem is that what we're looking at is the fact that within a species there are distinct characteristics that divide us as a species.
Homo erectus.
Because there's certain
Okay, so wait, pause. Because y'all saying some crazy shit that y'all ain't bringing up no type of y'all ain't giving us no source, you ain't giving us no information. And listen, I know y'all practice that shit in y'all Bible, the pro-black Negro Bible. Yeah,
No,
it is.
brother.
It does not exist, BMT.
It
Brother.
don't exist. Listen, they haven't told me a source where they pull up all this dumb shit from, man.
Coon.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Coon Supreme or whatever.
Okay, go
Brother,
ahead.
we asked you a simple question and you deflected.
That damn Negro.
What was your question again?
It wasn't a question.
Didi,
what was your question again?
Am I married and what race is my wife?
Okay, here's my answer. Here's my answer. It's the exact same. It's the exact same answer.
Answer that question.
It's the exact same answer that
Didi.
Frederick Douglass told the entire world.
Didi.
What to the world does the race of my wife have to do with any of your business?
Well, you the one who brought up that you had a wife. We wouldn't have known that had you not brought her up.
Thank you. You brought it up, brother.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
How would we know that you had a wife?
No. You all were asking me who I have dealings with, and I said no. I don't do.
You said you had a wife. You said
I'm a married. I said I'm a married.
I can't deal with other women because I have a wife. You didn't have
do
to
you
say
have a
that.
husband?
Say what?
You said that you're a married man, so that would mean either you have a wife or a husband. You said you're a wife though earlier.
And to answer Doug's question, both of those are of the same species.
Both of what?
Oh, he had a comment in the thing about crossing.
They're not the same sex. We're talking about
and also a tiger with a lion. Both of those are of the same species.
Yeah,
but they're not the same sex.
Well, actually, a tiger and a lion can have a child. It's called a lion.
Right.
And a mule and a horse and a donkey, they do have a child. So actually, those two can breed together. They've proven it.
Right. So, and the problem with that is that those offspring cannot have children.
Yep, that is true.
Well, what is your point?
My point is
you just brought up some shit about some damn.
What we're talking about is science, and species cannot procreate. Different species cannot procreate with one another. So this whole idea that other races of people are formed of some different type of species is false. It's scientifically false.
Well, no, let me explain this to you, right? So you can have a black person and a white person that has a child, correct? Just yes, no, correct? Right?
However,
that offspring Correct, but that offspring will not be either black or white. It will be both. So you cannot produce your same species if you mix it. So it technically will not be the same breed.
So if a mixed person has sex with a black person, what
There
the
is
hell
no
would that
such
be?
thing. There is no such thing as black DNA.
I could
Yo,
say
you're-
human.
yo,
That's
you-
what it's called human DNA. What are you talking
Yo,
about?
these people on some. Yo, man, these people crazy. Man.
Listen, after listening to Deity, listen, I feel like I need to go back to school and sue whatever black school gave her goddamn degree.
So
I mean, this is
Okay,
okay, but BMT,
What I'm saying.
but BMT, this is we can prove this right now. Easy.
We got
all you have to do is just go to the
Listen, your intellect is inferior. Go ahead.
UNESCO. They have already proven this.
So you said
and have given studies with over 500 scientists over the back in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. They've already proven this. If you go to their site, it goes and shows you that every human being on this planet shares DNA.
Yes, they do.
Are the same stock.
Yes, but that's still genetic.
There is no such thing as race. We're all just humans.
So why do
there are genetic differences? We have
race is used as a social construct.
So why do we look different? Why are our features different? Why is our hair different from these other races? And why are their features different?
It's called variations. Just because two dogs.
But what was the original? What was the original? What was the original?
Just because two dogs look different doesn't mean they're not dogs.
DNA.
No.
Where did the original man come from?
DNA at all.
Where did the original man come from?
This is pro-black at its best.
Where did the original man come from?
You tell me.
Elementary questions.
You tell me. It depends upon what you believe.
No, it's not what I believe.
It does.
I'm going by what science has found, that the oldest human beings come from the area between Tanzania and Ethiopia.
Okay, I was about to say, I was going to check if you didn't say it correctly. So that would be the cradle of life that you just spoke on. That would be the cradle of life.
According to science.
Okay. And
now you go to Hotep science. You know Hotep University got some other bullshit.
Let me just ask you a question real quick. Yes. That was Derell, right?
Yeah, Derell.
Okay. No, what was the mechanism used in order to determine the age of those fossils?
I am not an expert in that field, so I cannot give you a professional answer on that.
Does Deity know?
Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is it? Explain it to us.
Okay, it's called carbon-14 dating. They use isotopes in order to determine the level of carbon that's left within the bones. However, the problem with carbon-14 dating is that after about 2,000 years, it's horribly inaccurate. One of the big problems with carbon-14 dating is that one, whenever you have shifts within the carbon, the standard carbon within the atmosphere, it throws off the dating system. Something as simple as a volcano erupting can throw off the amount of carbon that's in the atmosphere by thousands of years, based on that scale. Just a couple of weeks ago, back in September, there was a volcano eruption in Moscow. Here in Houston, we had violet skies because of the ash that it had erupted.
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
So there's no way, even when they start to do things so far as use carbon dating in order to date back into Egypt's time, which was, about 4,000 years ago or so. They have problems getting accurate dates because there has been thousands of volcanic eruptions, and then also things like meteorites and so forth that have disturbed the level of carbon within the atmosphere.
Have you ever?
You cannot get an accurate date.
Well, no, but they do have. Let me say this. Well, they do have something called
If
the
you've
radiocarbon. They do have something called the radiocarbon date, which is something that actually
that is what I just described. Carbon-14 dating is carbon dating. It's the same thing.
Do you know the works of Chick Antha Diop?
My God, man.
Do you know the works? I'm asking you a question.
radiocarbon date is something is more enhanced. But whatever, keep going with your question.
Do you know the works of Chick Antha Diop? That's all I'm asking you.
Okay, can y'all take a pause? I have to do commercial break and go over some stuff. So
go ahead.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been enjoying the feature of the show brought to you by Derell, you can go to his channel. You can get the same type of energy and the same type of, pro-black. I have nothing against them, but I love them because I like to go over there and harass them. So go over to Derell, where you can get topics on topic, questions and focus. Should ADOS cancel pain? Counseling HIV clients, colorism, and more. He goes over a whole slew of things of psychology, colorism, ADOS, and more, alongside with his crazy sidekick, Deity. Be prepared, because she will trigger a lot of you, and I try not to deal with her piece by piece. Also, check out my boy, Supreme. You can find him on Black Avenger. Let me go over there to Black Avenger. God damn, I gotta do over there. Black Avenger, I'm gonna let you know right now. Y'all come with the cloth of Jesus Christ. Because listen, if you believe in that, or TBTB, wherever y'all believe in, because this is not a place for the weak. You got a lot of black content creators, as well as Supreme Cancun, where they talk about anything and everything that will kick and put that foot up the black man's ass to get his shit together. Here on Black Avenger. Shout out to you, Black Avenger, and all other brothers on the Black Avenger. Now, back to your future presentation. And also, let me give a special shout out to a donator, Fabrizio. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you for everybody who's in the chat. Please like the video, dislike the video. Hell, say fuck the video. And if you want to say, oh my God, I got to go God damn it, Black Avenger, you done fucked me up again. Fuck. Also, we're also learning today's word, pro-black, is a lifestyle that encourages the economic growth and development of the black people. So, there's your word for the day here on BMT Unfiltered. Now back to the show. All right, so we're back. All right, y'all.
Now, Doug, I want to get back to Doug. I mean, to Supreme Coon. Question. Supreme Coon.
What's up?
Okay. Now, I ask you a question. Do you know the works of Chick Antha Diop?
No.
Okay, I would suggest that you Google him, go on Amazon, and read some of his books.
No.
Okay? And when you read those books,
he said no.
He said I'm not doing that.
He said no.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, my thing is that Chick Antha Diop was one of the greatest historians and scientists that we ever produced from Senegal. And so,
okay, does he have peer reviewed work?
You're telling me, as a person who's coming in here debating these things of science,
does he have peer reviewed work?
This particular man was responsible for debunking a lot of pseudoscience that white supremacy produced in the 20th century. But you would say no to reading his book.
Is he a peer-reviewed scientist?
The level of competence that you come from by stating that. But okay.
Is he a peer-reviewed scientist?
Is he a what?
A peer-reviewed scientist.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Well, then drop the link inside of the chat, and then I'll be able to find them and look it up.
Okay.
But so far as the dating system, which the world uses, all of the science that uses the whole idea of dating, bones, artifacts, so forth, use the carbon dating system. They use what's called isotopes in order to understand the dates of various objects and live in things that were once living. That system in itself it's horribly flawed. and
Well,
on earth that can debate that.
let me ask you this. You stated you acknowledged white supremacy and stated that you are on behalf of white supremacy because that is the winning team and we are losing. However, when I asked you and I asked you what the race of your wife was, you went ahead and gave this long spiel about how there is no race. That's just a social construct. It is not real. And we're all people, but you believe in white supremacy, which is race related. So
I believe in white supremacy only for the basis of this conversation to move it along, and as
well, then that's a fallacy. That means everything else is built off of a lie.
Do that, Deity? Why
am I able to peep the bullshit? Is that what you're asking me?
Well, no, I thought you stated earlier. I thought you stated that you were a intellectual, so I thought you would have picked up on the irony of what I'm saying. I mean, my name on here, my name on here does say Coon Supremacy. So I mean,
which means that everything that you stated after that would be based off of a lie. Next question, y'all.
I'll tell y'all, boy. Only on Derell can you get a dose of Deity. Please bring your pills or any kind of thing. He tried to diagnose shit.
Even the guy in the chat gets it. JJ DeBose, where he said, for argument's sake, he preferenced it. It's just that simple. It's just like the whole idea of, I don't know if you've ever been in debate, Deity, but sometimes you actually concede points, though you don't believe in them, so that you can show the fallacy of the point.
Well, listen, everything that you've stated after what you initially stated, starting your whole argument off with a lie, everything after that, it doesn't.
No, all I was showing was the fallacy of white supremacy. The whole idea and the premise and use of it is illogical.
All right, next question.
If you were to follow the whole idea of white supremacy, then automatically stating that you lost.
Next question.
You have been losing for the last 500 years.
Next question.
I would think that an intelligent person would say,
next question.
I'm not going to continue to fight a war that I've been losing for 500.
But what you're not doing is you have to understand white supremacy has not existed from a long time when you look at the totality of world history.
Let's just say 100 years. Let's just say 100 years.
Listen. 500 to 600 years is not a long time in human history. I hope you are aware of that, right?
Yet we still fear the white man here.
How long would you say? 200 years?
Excuse me?
How long would you say? So let's say 1865. Would you say 200 years?
200 years of what? Of us being free in 1865?
No, of white supremacy, right?
White supremacy has existed since the 1500s.
Okay, so since 1600.
1619 to be exact.
I feel from my personal feeling, white supremacy began when they kicked the Moors out of Spain. That's when that's when Europe began to strengthen and to indoctrinate this particular strategy to conquer the world. Yes.
Okay, so Derell, that means that if you believe that means that since the ages of the Moors, you've been losing.
Okay.
So
what are you getting at? But in human history, but see, you have to understand.
That's a good point, D. That's a good point, D. 1492 to be exact. So that's good.
Yeah, but so my whole thing is that regardless, see what you're looking, you're acting as if 500 years is a long time. It's not.
Okay, how long do you live?
It's not about how long do we survive as a people. We've been living here since the beginning of time. This is not a lot of time. Your concept of time is flawed. 500 years.
My concept of time is based upon my own lifespan.
No, but time will exist after you're gone. You think
so
when you die?
So all I'm saying is this: for you to look at time in that perspective is to say that everybody that follows after you in your I would say family is going to follow the same mentality that you did. I
did not say that.
Okay, so what's the point of you referencing all of this time and saying that time doesn't matter when you're trying to fight a war that has already been lost for the past, according to you, 700 years? That doesn't make any sense.
No.
You're not going to be able to change that in your lifetime.
You're misconstruing my statements to support your own argument. What I'm stating is that all empires have developed and all empires have failed. White supremacy, just like any other empire, it has its foundation, it has its apex, and then it slowly dies off, just like any other empire that has rose and fell. That's what I'm stating. And what I'm stating is that throughout human history, there have been empires that have conquered for a certain period of time, and then they fall and a new empire arises. And I'm stating that will eventually happen to the United States of America or the West in a sense. That's what I'm stating.
Blacks will go right.
Okay. So you are stating that it's going to fall, right?
Of course it's going to fall.
Now, I'm not denying that. But are you saying that it's going to fall within your lifetime?
I don't know that.
Okay, you don't know that.
No, I don't know.
Okay. And if it does fall in your lifetime, who do you think is going to take over?
Who do I think will take over?
Yeah.
I'm right now. I couldn't give you any answer to that. I don't know.
Okay. Just to ask you another question. If you was to put a percentage on it, based upon everything that you see today that's going on in the world,
okay,
what percentage would you give that Black people would be on top after the United States is done?
What percentage?
Yeah.
It depends.
Depends on what? Tell me this depends because right now you have China.
You asked me a question. I thought I was going to be able to answer the question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It depends on some things because we have to look at it from a global standpoint. We have to look at we would have to look at China and the other Asian powers. We also have to look at things within the Middle East, so to speak. But potentially, I would say we would probably have a 15 to 20% chance.
Okay, based upon what?
Based on the fact that number one, we have a base that if we within the 43 to 45 million African people that live in the United States, okay, we have a base that if we were our own country, we would be around the 10th richest country in the world.
Okay, now let me
finish. If we were to come up and rise to power, we would have to act and function as a collective. So if we were able to do that, not saying that I think it's a slim chance in my lifetime that would happen. I do think it could potentially happen. But if it did, our people as a collective would have to rise. And if we rise, so will the rest of the African diaspora arise along with it.
Okay, Derell, what you're stating is statistically impossible.
No, it's not statistically impossible.
Let me give you the reason why.
It's mentally difficult because so many of our people want to support white supremacy.
Okay, let me just finish real quick, Derell.
Go ahead. It's not impossible. Nothing's impossible.
Okay. What you're stating is you were stating that the fall of the United States, right? The fall of the United States, one, is not gonna make all white people in the United States just up and disappear. That's number one thing. Number two,
how do you know that?
The fall of what are they gonna do? Just all white people just gonna die?
I didn't say that, but how do you know they wouldn't disperse to other places? Because
where are these 200 million people gonna go?
They can go to Canada, they can go to South America, they can go back to Europe.
Okay, let's say that happens.
Go to South America. They don't like black people down there.
Let's say that happens exactly as you state.
Okay.
Now, just from a logistical standpoint, black people in America, 45 million people cannot run the United States. You need more people.
Not?
Oh my!
The reason why we can't.
You're actually having this discussion. Are we actually having this discussion?
Yeah. Man, oh man,
Derell
only came sooner.
The United States.
Give me a reason why we can't.
There isn't enough people.
That's not true.
We can do it.
That is not true.
Derell can be president.
That is grossly not true. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Here's another part of that.
Go ahead.
You don't have the military know-how in order to do it.
So you telling me that all of these black
here's another reason. Here's another reason why.
You telling me all these highly trained soldiers that we have that fight for white supremacy couldn't fight for themselves?
What I'm telling you.
No, answer the question. So you
I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question.
Can BMT fight for himself?
I'm answering your question.
Okay, go ahead.
Just like when Rome fell, it caused a huge vacuum in the sense of world powers.
Okay.
If the U.S. falls, it's going to create a huge vacuum because there are lots of countries and allies that rely upon the United States.
Yes.
Next largest entity would have to step up in order to fill that void. That largest entity is not black people, because black people do not know how to run an entire country, not including a world power.
Why would you say that? And we're doing it now.
You do not have you don't even have the know-how to do it.
So we can build America, but we can't run America. Wow, that sounds crazy to me. We can build America, but we can't run it. Really? So we can build this country, but we can't run it. Is that what you're telling me?
So what is the next? What do you think the rest?
You're telling me we have the wherewithal and the intelligence to fight in every goddamn war this country has gotten into and won. Okay, we have even in a situation when we couldn't even read and write, we created damn near over half the damn inventions that were worth a damn, and but didn't get no credit for it. But we can't run a country. We created the whole infrastructure.
What is the rest of the world going to do?
We can't run our own government.
No, you can't.
Wow.
I would. Can I ask? Hang on, wait. Hold on,
go ahead.
Is it possible? But I got to go eat dinner. It's been almost 3 hours. Is it possible if SKC, Derell, and Deity, would y'all like to have a 4-way talk? Can black people without white supremacy effectively run this country? I will do that for you guys if y'all want to. And I would like to go eat. My dog is looking at me crazy as fuck.
Yeah, I don't mind having this talk again. It's cool.
SKC, it's on you, brother. Deity, I know her crazy pro-black ass will show up just to be a pain in my ass.
When are you saying?
When do you want to y'all? We can set up an email, and when y'all want to do that tomorrow or on Thursday, what day would be a good day?
Thursday I have a live stream at 7:30, so I can probably do it tomorrow.
Okay. What about you, SKC?
Yeah, that's all. I can't do it Thursday between 7 and about
what about tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so tomorrow, so Derell, SKC, Deity, do you want to show up? I know your ass is fighting white supremacy right now.
Man, the white man got her right now.
White man got her. So that means I'm sure Derell can tell her to show up. You know, she already thinks that you're not human, and fuck, I don't know what she says I am anymore. But we can always bring her along. So looking at the rest of what everybody has to say, let's go over. I want to thank everybody for showing up.
Appreciate it.
It has been a pleasure. You guys, if y'all would like to keep this going, I tell you, Deity just needs her own goddamn shit. I tell you need to put the Derell/Deity thing, Deity in the Derell Deity effect. Put that there. Make a channel like that. Promise you, that shit will stay pat. Somebody got to be the logical goddamn cop in the room.
You mind if I say this last thing?
Go ahead, brother.
One of the things that I would say would be the major issue with Derell's type of thinking is that blacks and the B1 type of people, they don't understand government, just government by itself. They do not understand how the Constitution came into fruition and all of the things that preceded it, like the Federalist Papers, the Magna Carta, all of the laws that came from ancient Greece and ancient Rome, and how
I'm aware of everything you just stated.
How they play into that. And the reason why I state that is because if they knew that stuff,
I already do.
And they would say,
you think I did know it?
One of the things that a lot of the pro-black and the B1 people, they never state is what would replace the Constitution if they were in power.
Listen, and save your questions, SKC. Don't tell them, don't give them no ammunition. Save your questions for tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Derell going to have some comeback.
I have a lot of comebacks to that.
Okay, and Deity, we're going to be having a talk tomorrow about what will happen if the blacks got a chance to run this country, versus is it better left in the hands of black coons?
Total destruction.
Black coons or black people with a black mind?
Well, I'll come up with a topic with Derell.
That made my white mind flip.
Oh shit! Like I said, we're having a conversation tomorrow. Deity was such an amazing goddamn guest. Mobu is still texting me right now saying kick her ass off. No, Mobu, no, she's fine. Like I said, listen, that's why I have my dog. My dog's like,
listen, I'm unrestrained. I'm not everybody's favorite, but everybody don't hate me. I'm not trying to be liked. I don't give a fuck what a person thinks. I'm just being real.
This is the black woman.
But Deity got to learn how to build a family first. Because no family, no community.
What are you talking about? That's something else, I guess.
But that's SYSBM rhetoric.
Yeah.
That's not any. That's just life. You cannot build any.
How do you know?
Without family?
How do you know she can't build a family? Right. They making assumptions without no evidence.
Lord have mercy, y'all. Can we make it to tomorrow?
She already stated she's not married, and she does.
Why does somebody have to come out of the soul? Married? I mean, doesn't it take time to find the right person?
All I'm saying is you're talking
about. How about you find the right black woman? How about you find the right black woman? How about that?
Yeah, you have no experience in. It's like a person that has
if you don't even have the right black woman, I'm a black woman, so you can't.
A person that has no concept of family cannot.
How do you know she has no concept of family?
Cannot direct anything with government. It's like
you're making emphasis with no
arithmetic and physics.
How do you know I don't have any concept of family?
What are you talking about, brother?
Okay. You guys.
Okay.
For tomorrow. So, you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the show.
I did enjoy this.
Like I said, this is why I enjoy having my brother come over. I enjoy having SKC come over. Lord knows Deity doesn't come over with her shoes on, and now luckily she took them off and took the hell up. So, you guys, y'all know our favorite song when we going out.
All right.
I'll see you guys later.
Holla.
So, you guys, please thank y'all and like the video. See you guys later. All right. Peace. Let me go ahead and end the broadcast and roll out. Damn, I didn't even put on the music. SKC, you gonna be ready for tomorrow?
I mean, this is light work.
Okay, guys. And everybody, y'all take care. Let's hit our last song and get on out of here.